restoration of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool continues to be an absolute train wreck. It's been plagued by enormous pools of algae, large chunks of blue sealant have been peeling off, and just this week, a trio of dead ducks were discovered there, prompting a spokesperson for the Centre for Biological Diversity to say Trump was wasting taxpayer money, turning the reflecting pool into a giant duck death trap.
All right.
Oh, there you go. I thought it was me. If I had a stroke, no, my mic wasn't on. Hi, good morning. Good morning, everybody. We have, you know what? It's my fault. It's my fault for declaring multiple times that we have reached the stupidest part of the stupidest timeline in history. I do feel like we're all getting stupider, don't you? No. You can't. It's context stupid, and you can't help it. I have various comedy injuries, Chris, but you will be happy to know that I did not show my cooch to anyone this weekend.
I saw that you were a little overdressed.
Janine Pirro.
You were a little overdressed in your skin.
Well, that's my Janine Pirro dress,
okay.
Yeah, with the fur collar. It's the same one I wore, but I did, because my nephew Robin was here, so I made sure to wear some Spanx so that he was not also exposed to my cooter
Robin,
like you were during our previous Judge Janine Pirro sketch.
That.
Yes. Robin
Trish.
Right, was my director.
Oh, okay. So you had a staff.
Yeah, and I threw him under the bus like everybody in the Trump administration because he ruined one take by yelling cut. I'm like, it's just on my iPhone. You don't need to yell. And then also he laughed through another take. And so I posted all of them. And thank you for your kind comments. Okay. I couldn't. I just had to.
It looked less like smeared lipstick and more like you were eating a lot of cherries that the juice dripped around your mouth.
Well, she's a sloppy drunk, as we know, allegedly. Okay. Judge Janine Pirro of Gin and Justice with Judge Janine, as you know, dropped the charge. I'm sorry, you know what? I had to sometimes I need to text our regulars just to get through the news cycles, even when it's not their day. So I had to text Glenn Kirshner.
Okay.
Okay. Hold, please. I just texted him. Oh, my God, we're in the stupidest timeline in a reflecting pool. How is Pirro not disbarred? What quote-unquote evidence did she show the grand jury? And Glenn said, I love that the rats are eating each other. Pirro blames Burgum, Department of the Interior. Burgum blames Pirro, and in the process throws his entire agency under the bus. Trump, it's all over Pirro. The executive branch is imploding, but at its core, Pirro never should have indicted the case. Pirro and company will all be referred to bar counsel and eventually will be disbarred, just like Rudy Eastman, Chesborough, and Clark. Ass clowns all.
Glenn needs to be...
That's a legal term, ass clowns. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
No, I just got a text from Charlie. He can't make it tomorrow, so...
Oh. Pardon me. We don't mean to do our scheduling on the air. But all right. A lot of moving parts.
You asked.
Oh, well, you know what? You know what you get in return, audience, Louise? Frangela on a Monday. That helps you get through a Monday, right? Because they had a movie they can't do this Friday, so we get them again today.
Right.
So that makes the Monday go down a little smoother, right?
And I may have a replacement for tomorrow for Charlie.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Everybody, I know. There's a lot of panic in the universe when people have to change. When people have, what's the word I'm looking for, Chris? Lives. You know, it's hard to schedule things when you have a life. All right, that's for an off-air discussion. Let's move on. We had a show meeting before the show. Let's just move on.
Yeah, 5 seconds before the show, and so now I'm in a mood.
I know. Sam's like, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah,
We're live.
You're live.
3 seconds.
You're
5
live.
seconds.
Yeah.
No show face.
We were Walter the dogging about just a show matter as we do as we empty our craws on a Monday. This was a pre-show. Come behind the music of the Stephanie Miller Show. Okay.
Not happy.
All right. You weren't arguing with me.
No, I was not arguing with you.
Stop arguing with me.
No, I'm not arguing. I wasn't arguing with you.
Isn't it magic? Isn't it magic when we're united against someone else? Oh, it brings us so much closer.
That happens so rarely, actually.
I know. I felt a moment of solidarity.
Right.
I'm like, oh, this is what a foxhole feels like.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't even know what to say about. Yes, as it turns out, Chris, it was shoddy work on the reflecting pool that was rushed by Trump, who, by the way, is still not. Has doubled and tripled down. I love he just says that's the new judicial. Sorry, I did Judge Janine all day yesterday. Judicial, bar is that when Trump just thinks he's like, I don't want to know what she's thinking. My feeling. That's what you go into court now with. It's just my feeling is this is what happened. Completely sans evidence.
Right.
Of any kind.
And Dana Bash had Jim Jordan on yesterday.
Oh, God, poor Dana Bash.
And asked him, okay, if if these charges against this former Olympian are trumped up, should he get some money from the slush fund? This was before the slush fund was
right.
Whatever.
Yes, so Blanche is saying no slush fund.
And Jim Jordan, I don't know enough about the.
And then Trump is like, no, the slush fund. Oh, did you hear that part, by the way? No one in our history has been so mistreated as me and the January 6th. Really? Black people would like a word. Native Americans would like a word. Japanese people in internment camps would like a word.
Some homos would like a word, too.
Some homos. Thank you, Chris. No one. Oh, no.
Yeah, the plight of the rich white man.
Yes, the rich white men in America. Who can underestimate the pain they've been through? Okay, so where are we with... okay.
I don't know. Quite honestly, I don't know where we are with any of this.
The other thing is he contradicts everything.
Yes.
So Blanche is saying, yes, no more weaponization funds so he can get confirmed. And like Trump's like, nah, I think it should go ahead. Like, so who knows? And they've been asking Norm Eisen all weekend, are they Trump now going to direct them to, refile this stupid case against the Olympian? I mean, it's the Department of Trump. It's not the Department of Justice anymore. So it's okay. And what is the betting pool on when Jeanine Pirro is going to get canned? I was in the middle, just so you know, Ken, come behind the music of the Stephanie Miller Show, won't you? Sunday is brunch day with Robin Trish of
Robin Trish.
Yes. And also neighbor John and then my nephew Robin.
Okay.
Yes. I made quite a lovely spread.
How's Robin doing, by the way?
He is fantastic.
Good.
He's cute. Well, I have a lot of cute little tiny baby nephews. Well, 2 to be exact.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, but so we were mimosaing as we do on Sundays, and so I was getting in character for Judge Jeanine, from the judicial system, and at some point I was like, you know what, we got to tape this now because she might get canned. I literally was checking my phone. I'm like, hang on, we got to do this now because she might be fired today. Do you think it's? That was yesterday. I think it might be today.
I think she's going to get one more chance.
Really?
Yeah. He likes her too much. He loves her on television too much.
No, she's like he always fires the chicks.
I think he's going to give her one chance.
All right. Well, Pam Bondi and what's Ice Barbie, Gnome, who else didn't get another chance? Who's the other one? It's always women.
Gnome did a lot of stuff against Trump before she got.
Pam Bondi did everything he said pretty much. Oh my God. Yeah. Can I say this was the old clip of Dana Bash with Doug Bergman? He's like. He is ridiculous. So he and Trump both doubled down against Jeanine Pirro. Mm-hmm. First of all, like I asked Glenn, why isn't she disbarred yesterday? What quote unquote evidence? How did she get an indictment? I mean, there obviously is no evidence. And then she's like, oh, I filed an indictment before I did an investigation. What?
You can indict a ham sandwich.
Yeah, well, okay. This is the old clip from
It peeled off. Why did that happen? Do you know?
It didn't peel off. There was vandalism. There was box cutters. There have been 7 arrests.
And you're 100% sure that what happened with the liner was vandalism. You can prove it.
We've got all the photographs. We can see. I mean, there's no possible way.
There are photographs of a person or people cutting a 300 or 350 foot gash in the bottom of the reflecting pool?
Dana, I'm not sure why you and others in the media think that you want to keep trying to question.
Yeah. Why are journalists trying to journalist? What's going on with that? With the questions? What's going on with the newsing the news? Yeah. What's going on, journalists? What are you doing? Stop questioning things. Wow. Okay. So now we have a montage. By the way, you know that in his old dementia-addled brain, he just came up with box cutters because 9/11, right? Like we said that at the time. You just terrorists with box cutters.
Or someone around him said something about box cutters, and that stuck in his mind, and so now it's all box cutters.
Right. That'll be the MAGA Pavlov dogs.
He doesn't think things up by himself.
Right, but
people tell him things and he latches onto it.
They think it will be the Pavlov dog, like MAGA, like box cutters, terrorists. Like that's. Okay, this is montage one. Here
The
we go.
vandalism is very real, despite what Tim Walz wants to say. It's an imaginary problem. No, it is not. It's a very real problem.
Reflecting pool is so beautiful. They tried to destroy it. They cut it up with a box knife and tried to
Box
destroy
knife.
it.
A lot of people, when this first happened with the pool, didn't believe the president that there was vandalism.
Right.
That's not the case.
Yeah, it's not the case at all. In fact, I was at the reflecting pool yesterday. There not only is a vandalism that is reflected in today's indictment, but there is a cutting of the liner of the pool at the base of the pool for several yards across the pool. And someone was intent on doing incredible damage to the pool.
Boy, yeah, that was a little. Remember that spittle-flecked press conference? How much, like, if you did have to test her saliva, if she spit on you at a bar, like,
How much of it is gin?
Yeah, how much would be gin, do you think? In her spray. Okay. Also, did I mention, we're several minutes that I mentioned the president's guilty of money laundering again, and also, also he, we've been basically the victim of an Iranian terror attack in several states on their water supply, and he has blamed Democrats, of course.
Blamed Tim Walz.
Yes, specifically Tim Walz. But did Minnesota do the other 7 states as well? Because Tim Walz, you know,
Yeah, he's
they
crafty.
get her done.
He's
Yeah,
yeah.
obviously. Don't let that Midwestern folksiness. So terrorists, did I mention terrorists attacked Iran because of the stupid war that and by the way, where are we? We canceled the total annihilation again because we're negotiating, but Iran once again says no, we're not.
It's
And so
it's the same thing.
yeah, it's
over and over.
I couldn't,
again.
but it changes so quickly. It's like a pie wheel at House of Pies over there. It's just right. You don't know which. You're like, oh, I thought we were at total annihilation, cancellation. No. Back to. By the time finish the segment, we might be back to total annihilation, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
So
terrorists attacked the United States of America, Iranians, because of his dumb war, and he blamed
Minnesota.
Minnesota, Governor Walz, for attacking his own water supply, which he would do, Chris, because
of course.
I was hoping he would help me out. Okay. Yes, I just sometimes I need a roundup on threads. Lena says today in Trumplandia, this was yesterday, he said he's actually ended 100 wars.
No.
He declared himself the winner of his own golf tournament again, and he didn't.
That whole thing. Oh God.
And didn't mention the 300 Trump bank accounts at Capital One closed because they were used for money laundering. Just another Sunday. Everyone carry on. Oh, speaking of spittle-flecked, poor Dan and Bobby Kennedy, who... You know the phrase barking mad? Like there's a regular kind of crazy, and he is barking.
He's a barker.
Mad.
He's Bob Barker.
Has the cooking show debuted yet? I can't wait to. Daddy, what's for dinner? Roadkill and ferment again? Yay! It's like ice cream.
We have the most amount of measles. Leprosy is making a comeback.
Yes. In Florida, nicely done, Florida.
And
Leprosy's
we have
back.
liquid hot magma shooting out of our asses. But he wants to start a cooking show.
Okay. All right. Anywhere we can wedge in liquid hot ass magma. It's going to be a good week. I can tell. We've got Rude Pundit and Frangela.
I'm so sick of this administration.
We're just exhausted. We are exhausted. Okay. It's never the worst weekend. It's always bad. I don't know what to say. Was this particularly bad? Who can say? All right, let's get on with it, shall we, kids?
All right.
19 minutes after the hour of this morning. Good morning. All right.
Good morning.
Speaking of Lindsay's funeral and just general weirdness, did you see Trump like double tap his? Was that like in honor like of a double tap strike in the sea, like an illegal war crime or something? Because Lindsay loved war so much, or was it just weird?
I think it was more how you double tapped your dog's behind when they've retrieved your slippers.
He's just so relentlessly weird. Okay. And he did drop a giant load. You could tell the guy behind him. He dropped a giant load in his pants. Oh, God, I don't know if that's a Secret Service agent, but dear God. Okay. By the way, I just because I love everything about you, but your writing is so descriptive of the Oval Office because it's hard to even explain it. You said it looks like less like the office of the President of the United States and more like the inside of a Fabergé egg that caught gonorrhea in the back room of a strip mall nail salon. See?
Nothing good happens there.
That's why you're magic. Because it's hard to even put into words. You also said, let's see, where is it? Oh, the Oval Office feels like Versailles got roofied by Temu, woke up in a neon-lit massage parlor off I-95 wearing a fake Rolex, then decided the only reasonable next step was to marry the lobby of a Dubai card room in a ceremony officiated by a deranged parrot in a sequined tracksuit.
That could also describe the Tate brothers' arrest.
Did you say, oh my God, the picture of what's his name, Tate. I was like, that's the head of the manosphere? That's the alpha. Really? In the Capri?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw that outfit at Chico's.
Yes, the assistant manager of Chico's.
Yeah, in the mall. Yeah.
Welcome to Chico's. We're having a sale on tube tops. So what can we even say anymore about this just disgrace that happened yesterday with Dr. Fauci? Just give us your thoughts and reactions.
It's gaslighting, right? Like it's absolute. It's also Orwellian. That's the word I keep coming back to because he writes so much in 1984 about do not believe your own eyes and your own ears, and
yes.
2 + 2 = 5. If that's what they say, they have flipped reality on its head, and they are rewriting one of the darkest periods in our country's history and recasting the blame on the adults in the room when we all know what we lived through. Donald Trump was golfing.
Yeah.
He was, at minimum, dithering, delaying, denying, saying it is what it is when thousands of people were dying a day. We remember the Evita moment with the masks. And this kind of gaslighting makes you think you're losing your mind, but you can't. You have to continue to tether yourself to the truth and what you went through. But it's just so gross. It's so gross.
And, once again, both sides don't do it. Both parties aren't the same. You look at Senator Ossoff last week. Many Democrats, they're smart, they're tough, they ask the right questions, but they're not D-heads. Republicans, all of them, just seem like their whole thing is just to be a big bag of D's to whoever the witness is, just to be as stupid and nasty and immature as possible, whether it's Rand Paul. And we were saying Bernie Moreno takes the prize because, as you know, Max Miller apparently beat up his daughter, broke her little girl's collarbone, threw boiling water on her. And he wants to know, he said to Dr. Fauci, who do you think you are? He said nothing about, first of all, why is Max Miller not in prison? I don't really get that, but Mike Johnson doesn't know anything about that, I guess, among other things.
I'm just sitting here staring at Graham Plattner right now. You know what I mean? Because they had this, they wanted us to be shamed for ever considering nominating this person and running him for Senate. Meanwhile, what's sitting in their own party in Congress right now is far worse. I mean, again, like you said, she was, I think, 2 years old when he broke his daughter's collarbone, and her grandfather silent on the subject, not a word. That's profiles and cowardice right there.
Well, and so then he did this stunt. I just mentioned it before the break, Jojo, but he went off on Fauci, asked members of the audience to stand up if they had faced pushback or even lost their jobs during the pandemic. Moreno then pressed Fauci to look behind him at the people. They're trying to recreate the Pam Bondi moment with the Epstein survivors, with this doctor that was trying to help these people stay alive with the best scientific, advice at the time, right?
But that really kind of nails it, because I think so much of why they're dragging this out of the past and trying to vilify Dr. Fauci is because they're trying to distract us from the Epstein scandal that will not go away. Todd Blanche is still up for confirmation and is still not being considered by many senators because he's still obfuscating what is in those files.
Stephanie Miller,
Good morning. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. General Francisco Franco is still dead, and so is Mitch McConnell, I'm assuming. Did I get that name right? It was the old SNL bit. Okay.
Generalissimo Francisco Franco.
That's correct. He is still dead.
He was like the leader of Spain.
Yeah.
For a while.
Don't you love that? It's just another Monday that we're like, yeah, I think sitting senator's dead. We still don't know. Is this? Oh, the deadline is coming up though, so we would like to send our preemptive well wishes on the upcoming death of Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Tom Schaefer made a point. He said, I'm also guessing any medical staff failing to file a certificate of death in a timely manner could be subject to medical board sanctions and possible criminal prosecution. I've watched enough Grey's Anatomy, Chris, to go, you have to call the time of death. And it has to be the actual time. Do I have to come in there? All right. Unless they're just, I don't know, they're keeping, they're keeping, he's on life support and they're waiting, till after the deadline, like the craven monsters they are, to pull the plug.
It's something that Mitch would do.
Yeah. I think Elaine Chow's going to go in there and play the guitar and like knock it out like an airplane just by accident. It's like, oops.
There is only one river.
Yeah, exactly.
There is only one sea.
Right. And then he knocks the tube out and oops. Boop. What was this? Sorry. Did we? You know what? When we start
Joyce
Monday,
Bulifant sitting there snapping along.
When we start Monday this dark, I don't know where we're going, Chris. I don't know where we're going, but it is. Yes, as Chris mentioned, Florida just recorded its highest number of leprosy cases. Everybody in modern history. Leprosy's back. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I feel like I might be cracking up. Actually, I might actually be.
Is there a vaccine for leprosy? How is it? I don't know. Like, does your limb fall off onto someone, and that's how people get infected?
I don't.
Leprosy was like polio.
Right.
Yeah, we eradicated it.
Are there any leprosy experts out there?
Call in.
Don't they have to go live on an island or something together? I don't remember exactly.
I mean, there was leprosy in the Bible, and one of the Hawaiian islands, like Molokai, I think was.
You'd think like someone could give them a hand. Is all I'm saying. We should help. We shouldn't just laugh at Florida's leprosy outbreak. Wouldn't you give a hand to a friend? Okay. Yeah.
You don't deserve a laugh.
No, you're right. You're correct.
Okay.
All right. It's all right. My Judge Janine bit got enough laughs.
Yes.
Thank you
very
much for all my plaudits on social media. Go now to any of our social media or Instagram and see my tour de force as Judge Janine. Okay. Yes. A disease most people think disappeared is quietly becoming endemic in Florida. Local transmission, record case counts, multiple affected counties. Well, that's just fantastic. Did I mention that it's the presence of money launderer, but apparently nothing's going to be done about that
Nobody
either.
Cares.
Yeah. All right. We carry on. Rude Pundit next. Do you hear that? Listen very carefully. That's my phone. No spam calls, no spam texts. I love the silence. Your phone? Probably not so quiet. Here's why. Data brokers are selling your personal information like it's on clearance. I'm talking your phone number, home address, email, family members, political affiliations, even where you bank. Those scammers blowing up your phone didn't just get lucky. They bought your information. They keep buying it over and over until you make it stop. I did with Incogni's help. Incogni automatically removes your personal information from hundreds and hundreds of data brokers and people search sites. Incogni sends the legal removal requests. They follow up and keep monitoring so your info stays off those lists. If scammers can't find you, they can't target you. If spammers can't find you, they can't bother you. Get 60% off right now when you go to incogni.com/Stephanie. That's incogni.com/Stephanie, because the sweetest sound your phone can make, nothing at all.
Hi, and welcome back. Just 903 days left to go in our countdown to liberty. What a week we're having, eh? Well, the week starts with Donald Trump threatening to pull the nomination of Todd Blanche for the AG because two Republicans, two of them that are no longer with the Republican Party, will be leaving at the end of their term because of Donald Trump, have blocked Blanche's nomination. And Donald Trump says he'll pull it, but he wants the weaponization fund, that is the money to salvage the wounded pride and ego of those who participated in the January 6th insurrection. He wants a $1.8 billion slush fund for them, and most people are saying no. But here's the thing. This is much ado about nothing. Donald Trump could still have Todd Blanche doing whatever in the hell he wants Todd Blanche to do as Attorney General, because he was confirmed as the Deputy Attorney General. And without any Attorney General, he's the guy who would do the job. So he could be acting Attorney General until Donald Trump drops dead. I didn't mean to say that that would happen anytime soon, but that's the fact of the matter. So as this week begins, much ado about nothing. And by the way, that war in Iran that Donald Trump says, is on again, off again, on again, off again, is now off again. He's not bombing them anymore because he believes there's perimeters that they're going to discuss about, ways to end the war. I think that word is parameters, but we'll just wait and see. It's going to be an interesting week, isn't it? See you next time.
Next is Separation of Church and Hate by comedian and broadcaster John Fugelsang. John was raised in the Catholic Church by a mom who was a former nun and a dad who was a priest. He writes about how he thinks Christianity has been hijacked by far-right groups and politicians who want to impose their narrow views on government, often just to justify the oppressive and unequal policies. He takes readers through common fundamentalist arguments on abortion, immigration, LGBTQ rights, and more, exposing what he calls their hypocrisy and inaccuracy through scripture, common sense, and humor. This book is for anyone of any faith who's sick of religion being used as a hammer for hate.
The U.S. has often pursued policies that favor the wealthy and increase economic inequality, which economists and theologians have come to label the exact freaking opposite of Jesus' teachings about caring for the poor. Christian America has been caught up in the long con of trickle-down economics, a rigged system that gives massive tax breaks to the wealthiest who need them the least, and all too often punishes struggling people with cuts to social services, fare hikes, and a degrading minimum wage. Years of leadership and media demonizing the poor as worthless, lazy welfare cheats has helped millions of Christians make peace with the suffering of the least of us.
So how do you prepare then? How do you prepare for the next pandemic? I mean, that's literally part of your job now, because experts think it's going to happen within the next 10 years again.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did virtually everything wrong the last time.
So what about now?
We need to protect our constitutional rights. That is the primary obligation.
What does
of our
that mean?
country.
But
yeah,
you were saying yes, I
were
do.
part of the problem.
No, I wasn't part of the problem.
There was absolute press malpractice.
Okay, are you want to sit here and attack me, or do you want to have conversations
You're sitting
about
here and
public health?
attacking me.
I'm not attacking you. I'm asking questions about how to
And
prevent
let me
the next
ask the
pandemic.
question, and I'll tell you.
That's what I'm trying to do.
It was 20 minutes of that yesterday.
Oh, yes, I know. I saw it.
Yeah,
it was,
okay.
it was Dan Bash's fault.
Yeah.
COVID was, I thought it was Fauci's fault. That was Friday. Okay, it's Dan Bash's fault, COVID. Damn you, Dana.
And
That
he still
sucked.
didn't answer the question as
No.
to whether we're prepared for the next pandemic or not.
If you
I am
don't-
terrified.
I know. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, I'll reenact it for you. Because, I'm in my acting mode after my Judge Janine. Yeah, I've got a great big chip on your shoulder, Dana. It's very unattractive. It just went on like that. Okay, let's talk to our friend.
Hey, rude. Don't say things bad.
Oh, boy.
You're on Steph's show. You're not on Twitter. That's out and left.
Okay.
And remember to let a joke about farts. Then you can start to make it better, 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 better.
It's a loon. He's a loon. The brainworms are in bloom again.
His voice sounds like a lawnmower you can't start, you know?
or Katharine Hepburn fell into your lawnmower and just
Katharine Hepburn falling into the lawnmower, or you know, like a cartoon car that that is running
like
out of
Schlepp car. That's before he turned into Wonderbug.
That's what I said. Yes. My red Dodge Dart sounded like starting in the winter in Buffalo in 1970. You know, whatever. It was like Katharine.
You weren't born in the 70s, Stephanie.
I was driving in the 70s. Ow, 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 ow. That was my car. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Rude. You wrote a great Rude piece, as you do, on this whole Fauci hearing disaster and just this COVID revision. I mean, you said, I think, about how we could have kept that unity going. I mean, it was a national trauma that, you know, we had some unity around, right? Like, you're thanking the responders and the medical workers and banging pots and pans and just trying to get through this together. And you said, I think about how we could have kept that unity going, how we could have rallied and willingly sacrificed like during World War II, how we could have celebrated the fact we had an election during a pandemic, a safe, smooth election, an incredible accomplishment by any measure. But no, here we are. Right? We went through this trauma together, like 9/11 when we, you know, came together, right?
Right, and then we're quickly torn apart, you know.
And I gotta say, both of these disasters happened on Republican watches. You know, I remember saying that at the time, Rude, that literally Trump handed Biden the Great Depression, the Spanish flu, and the Civil War right after January 6th, all in one, right?
Yeah, yeah. And you know, again, it didn't have to be that way. If Trump had any sense of grace, of respect of the office, or any of those things that he would never have, he could have gone out on a high. He could have gone out and said, "Look at this election! Oh my God! Look what I did!" You know. Oh, and then the vaccine. Look at this record time. We got a vaccine, and you know, it would have been. Those would have been two notable accomplishments amid all of the chaos and awful things that he did. But at least it would have been like, okay, you know, these two things are major, and he could have used that as a unifying thing, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Because that's not his nature.
Yeah.
That's not the Scorpion's nature.
As many people said, he largely got voted out because of his disastrous response to COVID, and that people were able to vote by mail, you know, and it's hard to suppress a mail-in vote. You can't make it wait in line for 9 hours. You can't say that, you know, machines aren't working. You can't do all the usual voter suppression stuff. So you said instead we know what happened. We know that skeevy politicians, clout-seeking media whores, exploitive hucksters all took advantage of the chaos, the confusion, the evolving medical advice, and evolving understanding of the illness, which is what happens when, again, you have a new virus of people's natural despair about having their lives shut down. And you said, so now Fauci has been and will be the focus of a nutzoid right-wing ragegasm due to lies and COVID and short-term memory loss about how the country dealt with it. I mean, it is just, I know every day is gaslighting, but man, oh man, this was a really recent trauma for us, right?
Well, but it's also, you know, I think about it also in terms of January 6th, you know, we have people that were cowering behind the benches in the House of Representatives who are now out there saying, oh no, they were patriots, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we see a picture of you, Mark Wayne Mullen. We see you hunched down, and now you're pretending like you weren't scared, like you were gonna, you know, like you were gonna welcome them for an extra special tour.
Yeah, and also it's, you know, a trauma that I think we've all been trying to forget, and it's, you know, boy, I gotta tell you, all the medical workers on social media, Rude, you forgot stuff. The people had to say goodbye to their relatives on an iPad. You know, and these are the nurses that were holding the iPad while you got to say goodbye to your dying loved one. And, you know, this just one, a nurse posted, y'all forgot awfully fast about the days where so many died. We ran out of body bags. I wrapped a tiny child in a Home Depot plastic sheeting and carried her into the refrigerator truck. I wore garbage bags for PPE and sutured my one issued mask back together when it broke. So many died, my hospital forced ICU nurses to call in to grief counselors. So shut it with your Fauci hate. I mean, you know, the refrigerator trucks, you remember that in New York. Bobby Kennedy just said, oh, the ICUs were empty in New York. I'm like, oh my God.
The so many people were dying that they would line up and applaud when somebody recovered enough to be able to leave the hospital.
Remember that when they would leave the hospital and everybody, they all be lined up, the medical workers. Yep.
Yeah. because and again, one of my closest friends was an ICU nurse during COVID, and she said if you came to the ICU, you were dying. That was just the way it was. And that she would try to comfort families as best she could, but it was a nightmare. I know another nurse friend who quit because of the PTSD she suffered due to just all of the death and horror that she witnessed.
Yeah. I mean, and there's Dr. Fauci, this hero to many of us going way back to AIDS crisis and before. But you said, imagine spending your entire life saving millions of lives, and now Rand Paul and associated chodes, chads, and chuds are trying to get you to fall into a perjury trap so they can jail you for the rest of whatever life you have left at 85. Imagine sitting there listening to Senator Rick. What would it look like if Skeletor, the Python, that's remarkably accurate.
Wow.
Scott, who led a company, a hospital company that committed massive Medicare fraud and who himself took the Fifth Amendment 75 times during a civil suit, call you a villain. Yeah, I mean, it just, you said, I wish Fauci had followed up every assertion of his Fifth Amendment rights with, and based upon my rights under the First Amendment of the Constitution, I'd like to tell you to go yourself. I too, and then you have some more creative variations that I can't read on my family radio show, but I agree with you.
Yeah. I would just like to say I did update it from
something.
I did update it to one of them to add the adjectives saggy old.
Yes, you said yes. Suck my right.
Yes,
saggy
but I
old
added.
man.
I later went in and thought it's not quite descriptive enough.
No. Yes, I appreciate that.
That's why I'm an artist, Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
The Stephanie Miller Show appreciates the correction. Thank you. Okay.
He's an award-winning playwright.
Yes, he is. You just said is wrong with us that we're so broken. Instead of that unity, instead of admitting we suffered a mass trauma that needs to be dealt with on a mental health level, we've been expected to move on from the death and despair of that period, any sense of society, science. Oh my God, I know. And Chris just saying PTSD, but also now panic about what's next. We're reporting on the year of our Lord 2026, reporting on measles and leprosy, and dear God. And
what Dr. Fauci is going to go and work for the government, and after all of this,
why put themselves through that? There's not a single person with any sense of who's going to do that. Also,
while we're in the stupid timeline, Trump said, I disagree 100% with Jeanine Pirro on the reflecting pool. I don't know what she was thinking. To me, it was a pure case of vandalism. Well, that's the only burden of proof you need now, isn't it? Blah, blah, blah. It was caused by vandals. And you just said it's hilarious that Pirro gave Trump an off-ramp by blaming the Department of the Interior. He could have gone with that and been done, but instead he refuses to be contradicted. God, what a fucking loser. I mean... It's just go ahead.
He could have just said, because the whole thing with the getting rid of the indictment, the document says, we asked the DOI for all of these documents, and we kept asking and asking and asking, and they didn't give it to us. And then when they finally gave it to us a couple of days ago, well, that's when we learned it wasn't actually vandalism, despite the fact that we went to a grand jury with the first without this information. And there it was. It was right there. Throw the DOI under the bus. And
I gotta say, Rude, for the most misogynistic administration, at least in any of our memories, you knew it's going to be the woman. He's siding with Doug Burgum, and Doug Burgum. I mean, they're both. It gets always the woman. Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, she's obviously next. I mean, it's. And then go ahead.
None of the. Just to sort of say that none of them should be in any of these positions. So yes, it should definitely be spread among the men and women, but all of these incompetent idiots should be gone. And any chance to get rid of them, of course, we just devolve each time.
My point is not that she's not an incompetent idiot, just she's an incompetent idiot with a vagina. So I wanted to say. Also,
we don't know if she has an incompetent vagina, though.
We don't know that.
Listen, I've made no hot dog down a hallway assertions, drunken. romps
That's
through.
a her problem. That's not a we problem.
No, exactly.
Okay.
I'm not. It's that business is down there is all her business.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You also made a good point about the. So U.S. officials say a suspected Iranian cyber attack has now hit water infrastructure systems in at least 7 different states. And as you said, did Minnesota do the other states too? Which is, Tim Walz is ambitious. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, since Trump said that it was Minnesota's fault that it happened, that those other states must be Minnesota just getting back at other states, and it's just the deranged trying to follow the deranged line of logic makes you deranged too.
Yeah, but the other thing is, just whether it's a reflecting pool, where you were talking about, where's the consequences? I hope, first of all, this Olympian sues the bejesus out of them. Talk about someone that deserves a compensation fund. You said they arrested people and tried to ruin their lives to cover up their own corruption and incompetence. They put up fencing, put National Guard to prevent vandalism that wasn't happening. It's a scandal, and that's how it should be reported and dealt with. And it just, you said everyone who promoted that lie should be thrown out of D.C., including Trump. Everyone who went on air defending it should publicly apologize. Well, we'll just move on to the next way Trump targets innocent people to avoid saying he effed up. It's here we are again, right?
Yeah. Everything must be built around Trump's version of reality, and nothing can contrast with that. And the pile up of scandals. I mean, we're not even talking about the Capital One banking thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just just Monday morning.
Yeah, it's like they are saying flat out the president of the United States is a money launderer.
Right.
That's what the documents say, and we're all just like, boring.
And by the way, we wouldn't even know that if he didn't file one of his stupid frivolous lawsuits, and so they had to disclose it. And you're like, do you know how hard it must be? What the bar of proof is to shut down somebody's accounts when they're the president of the United States?
Hundreds of accounts.
Right.
That's what it was. There were hundreds of accounts at Capital One that they shut down because their money laundering investigators investigated the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And discovered that there was enough evidence to say, whoa, we don't want to be involved in that while he's president.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing, is doing it that's how bad it must be. And yet we just sit there and go, I don't know, is there a box cutter involved? If not, I can't understand it.
I mean, you quoted him, I don't know when this was. He said, grass is like human beings. Grass has a life also. And we're changing, raking, cleaning, and changing all the parks. And you just said, there are parasites in our food. Gas costs over $4 a gallon. There's a war going on. Your son is friends with a sex trafficking rapist. Stop touching grass, for sake. Yeah. Go ahead.
What was it, that interview that Ezra Klein did with Maggie Haberman, where she said he spends 70% of his time thinking about, building things and decorating and, landscaping.
Yeah.
That's what he spent.
Oh, God.
Did you see the gold
Yeah,
statues?
I was just going to say, oh my God, the tacky, oh my God, they're these beautiful bronze. So now he's ruined those. They're that cheap, tacky gold, bright gold color now. Which ones are they in D.C.?
I forget what the series
Aren't they around the Lincoln Memorial or something like that?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the kind of thing Saddam Hussein would look at and go, oh, no, too much.
Take it down a notch.
Much. Yeah.
Yeah, and finally, you said there could be video of Trump assaulting and murdering children on Epstein's Island, and these cretins wouldn't care. I mean, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I think I got thrown off CNN, didn't I, for quoting Representative Ted Lieu, who, among others, has said they are not releasing the files because there are, allegations in there that Donald Trump assaulted and threatened to murder children. Like, I'm not making this up.
Did I read somewhere that those files regarding the 13-year-olds have mysteriously been removed?
Yes, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think I just read that yesterday. Let me see if I can find that.
As a friend of mine told me last week when we were sitting around and drinking, he said, I think it's adorable that people still think there are Epstein files.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's.
I know.
We said that. We said God bless Katie Fang last week, Rude, but we were like, do we know that he hasn't? They're not going to remove all the most He didn't remove the most damaging ones, right?
Yeah, or start asserting presidential privilege or whatever stupid thing he can think of to do. Whatever we've given him the power to do that nobody is trying to challenge.
All right, we have reached yet another happy ending together, and I love you.
Yeah,
and I mean,
yeah. I'd like to think that Donald Trump is an incompetent vagina. So
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about a hot dog down a hallway.
Okay. Goodbye now. Good. We'll see you next week. Get out. Okay. 15 minutes after the.
Subscribe to his Patreon, please.
Yes, do it.
Yes.
Okay. Is get out not the most elegant exit to an interview?
It's not.
We're old friends. This portion part of why Trump got thrown out, I mean, a big part of why he got thrown out in 2020 is his disastrous response to COVID and that 1 million of us died. This is what they really want to remind everybody of. I mean, someone posted Trumpers can't win on the economy, no new wars or affordability, so they bring up the 2020 election and Fauci. Hilarious.
Well, you remember everything about this administration, nothing had to do with, helping working people and solving the affordability crisis for this administration. It is all about relitigating things that Trump feels like he got a raw deal on. And when he thinks he got a raw deal, it just means that he came out looking poorly, which is a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's the politics of it. A lot of people. So what MAGA GOP is doing to Dr. Fauci today is an absolute abomination. It's hand down the most insanely cruel and stupid exercise of Trump fealty ever witnessed. Every one of these MAGA senators should be sued for libel, stripped of their stolen wealth, and abandoned. I mean, I hope it backfires on them politically. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's been interesting to see them complain about Fauci taking the fifth and saying only a guilty person would do that, given how many times Donald Trump has done the same thing. But as is often the case with the Republican conference, they're incapable of seeing, the same type of behavior in their own midst, especially when it's Donald Trump. But I think anytime, they are talking about something other than helping people and helping the economy, they're digging their hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And they've not talked about those issues since they ran for election in 2024. And it's going to come back to bite them in the rear end. I think Democrats are going to have a wildly successful election because of it.
I do too. And Carl, it really does. It is what it feels like to live in a dictatorship, I imagine. It literally, all of this is for an audience of one. All of these, these things that have nothing to do with everybody's everyday life. And in the meantime, as a lot of people keep pointing out, we have multiple massive foodborne illness outbreaks going on right now. Instead of doing anything about it, Republican Congress is harassing Fauci all day for some bull theatrics, while the rapist president spends all his time spray painting statues gold and attacking the Smithsonian. The only objective of this administration is desecration, and that's showing up in all the polling, isn't it?
It is. I mean, when you've got a bunch of people who think screwworm is just a nickname Trump has given to another member of Congress, you're not likely to get, any kind of action out of them. But this is not just, I'll correct you, it's not just an audience of one. Their only hope in this election is to try and figure out a way to activate Trump voters to turn out and vote, who do not typically vote in mid-year elections. They only vote when Trump's on the ballot. So what are they going to do? They're going to raise the grievances that Trump has, and in a hope that it will light a fire under these people's butts to get out and vote. But it hasn't done that in the past. Things look worse for them now than they did in 2018.
I think Democrats are ahead on enthusiasm. The
Yes,
gap is like by almost 20 points. Yeah.
Yeah, and for anybody that, came around to Trump in the last election, they've virtually all abandoned him because he's not done anything that he said he would do. In fact, he's done the opposite, made life more difficult for them.
Yeah. Well, and one last one. Covey said measles cases are the highest they've ever been in decades. Lettuce is giving people explosive diarrhea, so Republicans are questioning Fauci about COVID. I guess politically we should go, oh, okay, well, I guess that's good. But it was disgusting to watch. For those of us that lost loved ones to AIDS, we remember Dr. Fauci, out on the forefront, helping people with AIDS 1 million years ago. This man is a lifelong public servant, and it's just disgraceful what they did to him yesterday.
Well, Trump can never tolerate having a smarter person in the room.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah.
Who's not willing to bend the knee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just debacle after debacle. So this is the latest reporting. Trump exasperated at his top officials at odds over Iran war strategy. I mean, This is like the COVID response. I mean, everything he does, Carl, is a complete debacle of incompetence. I mean, this is the reporting. Trump has grown increasingly exasperated as the war in Iran stretches into its 6 months. He recently erupted at top national security officials amid deep divisions inside his administration over how to proceed. Yeah, they don't know what they're doing, is basically this story. As one U.S. official put it, after all this time, there's no unity. Trump exploded during a meeting with top national security officials last week over a lack of progress in Iran, yelling expletives. The president's exasperated. I don't think he believed it was going to be this difficult to get the Iranians to agree to a deal. Right, because he's a moron and also the worst deal maker ever. I forgot to mention the headline, Trump humiliated after Iran denies his claim of new peace talks. Mm-hmm. I mean, not that we would doubt him, right? Oh, he said it wasn't a plan. It's the parameters of a pastiche of a notion of a concept of a plan.
Sure. Yeah. An outline.
Yeah.
Computer says no.
Yeah, Iran says no. Spokesman stated during Monday press briefing that no talks are happening with the U.S. and Tehran has no plans to host or send delegations. And obviously not many Americans believe Trump anyway.
No. Did Iran say that? Did they actually say that?
Oh. I'm just reading headlines. Okay, Frangela, coming up, Stephanie Miller Show.
Donald Trump, that saggy, sloppy, saccharine stuffed, deck-stained, slicked, stupid, sad, sorry, senile, fat, ugly had the audacity to mock Jon Ossoff's looks. Are you kidding me? Jon Ossoff, the man who looks like Gregory Peck, walked out of a courtroom in 1962 and into the United States Senate, Atticus Finch with a filibuster, and you waterlogged colostomy bag with a spray tan, you looked in a mirror at some point this week, survived it, and then said another man was ugly. Look at this photo. Your skin looks like a scrotum stretched over a beach ball. It's got the texture of a deep-fried catcher's mitt. You are orange in places and gray in others, like a creamsicle left in a morgue. And it only gets worse going south because that melted, flaccid, flabby fupa you keep where its chin should be is swallowing your own goddamn face. Your jowls have jowls. Your waddle needs its own security clearance. When you turn your head, it takes your neck a full business day to catch up. All of this crumbling real estate sits underneath a sad spun sugar swirl of 17 surviving strands sprayed into a harangue of denial, flopping in the wind like the last flag on a sinking ship of And that's just the face. Those bruised, blotched hands look like they lost a fight with an embalmer. That right leg drags behind you like it's trying to file for asylum. You can't walk down a ramp, you can't grip a water glass, and you cannot stay awake while a rotunda full of grown men slobber all over you like you're the last hog at the trough. They're filleting you in real time on C-SPAN, and you're doing the head bob. Your body is quitting in installments, and the staff is just painting over the water damage. You squint through those puffy, piss-shut eye slits, through a face that looks like it's being slowly reclaimed by gravy, and you decided to talk about looks. You look like a thumb with gout, a swollen, throbbing, angry fucking thumb with gout that somebody wrapped in a pontoon boat tarp and propped up behind a podium. You look like what happens when a ham lies under oath. You're a rotting, wretched, repulsive, rectal wart of a man, and John Ossoff is what your sons see in their nightmares. Tall, hot, and honest. So you can take your saggy ass, the vast, veiny, vinegar-soaked expanse of curdled cellulite sloshing around back there like a trash bag full of clam chowder, sit it the fuck down, and never speak of another human face again. You decomposing fucking disgrace.
Well, you know what I tell every caller to the show who's stuck? Stop giving me your concerns. Give me a plan. And here's a place. Most of you need one and don't have one. Your Medicare, right? Not the insurance plan, a plan for keeping an eye on it. Because here's what happens. You signed up once, maybe years ago. You never looked at it again. But then things change. Your doctors, your prescriptions, the plan itself. These plans change every single year. The one that fit you back then may be all wrong for you now. You could be overpaying right now and you not even know it. Here's the solution, and it's easy. Call Chapter. They are independent Medicare advisors, the only ones that compare every plan nationwide for free. I love them. I use them. A real licensed person looks at your doctors, your prescriptions, what actually matters to you to find the best coverage available. They are honest. If you're already on the right plan, they'll tell you flat out. If not, they will fix it for you. Folks who switched with Chapter last year saved an average of, are you ready? $1,100. I can't recommend them highly enough. Free, under 20 minutes, no pressure. Call now, 681-329-3164 today. Stop worrying about it. Make your plan today with Chapter.
It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
When Trump's coin first launched, many in the crypto community genuinely couldn't believe it.
It was one of the craziest nights I've ever experienced in crypto, ever. Like, it was nuts because no one believed that it was real. Everyone thought it was a scam. Everyone thought that his account was hacked.
Okay, but as far as Trump's account getting hacked, how could you even tell? Remember, this is a man who has posted this depiction of himself taking a selfie with a lion. This one of him is the anime character Naruto. And this one of him walking with a distractingly ripped alien in handcuffs. Honestly, the only thing that will make me think Trump might have been hacked is if he suddenly posted a normal, coherent sentence without any randomly capitalized words.
Yes, those are the headlines. We wake up to Trump kisses Jesus and arrests aliens.
Yep.
In loony Truth Social posting spree over the weekend. This is kind of every weekend. Oh, also he combined his face with that of George Washington, President Washington, and another of him in the Revolutionary War. So everything's fine, and the president is completely mentally well. And we also wake up frequently to headlines like everyone agrees Mark Wayne Mullen sucks donkey butt. Trump White House staff reportedly frustrated with DHS Secretary Mark Wayne, Ricky Bobby, Colby Carrington, Mullen. Okay.
He sucks donkey butt.
Because we have all returned to 8th grade. We are a nation of Roman Gomez and Carol Fishers.
Whenever we mention Mark Wayne Mullen, we must mention that he sucks donkey butt now.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's required. It's journalism.
Yeah.
Look into it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, because it's Monday and we're not annoyed at all, we got a to whom it may concern letter.
And it concerns absolutely nobody in this room.
Bill in Tampa would like a word. Bill in Tampa says, Dear patriarch supporting mama, please tell us why an anti-science, Fauci-loving lunatic like you is also an anti-Zionist, pro-Semitic, Islamophobic, pro-Muslim, Palestinian-loving, homophobic lesbian. What kind of biscuit-loving, meat-eating, vegetarian, pescatarian nutbag puts frangela on every Friday? And when you are clearly a racist white girl who loves JoJo from Jers, well, you are wrong about everything, and Chris is right, to put it kindly. Also, why do you hate Mayor Bass? While continuing to give her a platform to spread her truth on your show. I am so confused. Thank you, Bill, for covering pretty much all the, just a preview of all the hate mail I will receive this week for, various and sundry offenses. I apologize in advance for anybody
for anything
happen to piss off. Oh, it's a primary day tomorrow, so I'm going to piss someone off.
Oh, in Michigan. Oh, but yeah.
Oh, I got a hate letter for saying I don't care who wins. No. You must be for the person we're for, or you're...
I hope the Democrat wins.
Yes, there you go. How about that? Vote blue, no matter who. Okay, as we mentioned, sorry. Well, that's for kind of every story, but this also. Trump made a case for moving forward with the anti-weaponization fund because even Todd Blanche just said shutting it down, and so then Trump immediately contradicted. Even if Judge Janine says no, it was shoddy construction of the pool, and then he says no, it was vandal still.
Even if Todd Blanche says that he's going to shut it down, I don't trust him to shut it down.
Said, look, we have a man named Todd Blanche. He's outstanding in every way. You're not going to find a better person. Everyone agrees. Really, Judy? Because it seems like you're having a skosh bit of trouble getting him confirmed. Everyone agrees? Honestly, there's never been an attack on any group of people in this country, in my opinion.
It's that hyperbole.
I know Frangela will have no thoughts on that at all. But we'll ask them next hour.
They're here on a Monday? Is that legal?
Yes, it is now.
All right.
This would be reimbursement for the pain they suffered, and a lot of people like it. No, narrator, no one likes it. Polling is hugely against your slush fund. If they don't approve Todd, I'll put it back on the table. A lot of people like it. No, we do not like your slush fund. The Donald.
I struck a cup with a big flagpole and I need cash now. Use DJT Slush Fund. 877-CASH-GO.
I took a crap in the Capitol and I need cash now.
Use PJT/fund. 877-CASH-GO. 877-CASH-GO.
If you are a psycho, they'll help you too. Stolen taxpayer cash, they will give to you. If you're a violent felon and you need cash now,
use PJT/fund. 877-CASH-GO.
Hey, it's not your cash, but
use PJT/fund. 877-CASH-GO.
Hooray! Thank you, Rocky Mountain Mike.
Much better than J.G. Wentworth.
Robert in Montclair. Hey, Robert, welcome.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. Go ahead.
Can you hear me real good?
Yes.
All right, guys. Actually, I'm on your driveway with a 10-foot ladder picking avocados.
Okay, hi, I see you.
there you go. Now I got a really good one for you. You got to hear me out on this. If you can get, is Hunter still in town? Hunter Biden?
Oh, I don't know. Stop it, Christopher.
Is he staying with Moby?
I don't know.
Because
all right.
now here's what you got to do. This would be a really good show. You need to get Moby to tell Hunter that you're going to have Carol and Jody come down to the studio.
Oh, okay. I'll use Carol
afternoon.
Burnett as bait. Okay. All right, Robert. Thank you. You don't know that he's been imbibing anything.
Hey,
that's rude.
You know
Chris.
what? That's
rude.
why God invented the breakfast cocktail.
Okay. Much funnier in these particular times than stalking humor.
Yeah, that was a little disturbing.
I'm outside your door right now. Okay. Tell Moby. Okay. Wow. That was disturbing. You know what? I'm gonna need I'm gonna need some hope now.
All right.
Seth, our homo of hope. Hello. Good morning.
I don't think Seth's been drinking this morning.
It's hard to say.
Hello, homos and millennials, Sam. Actually, that last caller, the part he missed was when he was outside your door. He should have been offering you some Harvey's Bristol cream, and that would have made the whole thing work. Yes. Okay, getting back to Fauci, doesn't it seem like everyone has forgotten the week that Trump was whisked away to Walter Reed and like at the height of COVID, and then he came back and he was like all jaundiced and could barely stand. It was just like it seems like all the facts are just gone. They're just gone. And I want to recommend, someone recommended to me and I watched it. There's a documentary called Narcissist Playbook, and you go to narcissistplaybook.com.
Yeah.
It's an intense study in narcissism.
Yeah.
And it really, really helps you understand.
Yeah. And by the way,
what's going on. So,
you know what he didn't take is horse paste. I mean, this is the first time we've had something like this in our history where all of the doctors and scientists and experts, I reached a conclusion, and then people were like, no, I'm just going to go on the internet. Nope, I think horse paste. That's what I think. And here's the thing. Ivermectin does work for some things, just not for COVID. People were just picking random things, right? What was the other thing they picked? That also didn't work for COVID, but became like the thing because I researched it myself. I went online and it's
apple cider vinegar with the mother still inside of it.
Okay, being liberal posts, Republican death rate from COVID were 15 to 43% higher after the vaccine was available, with no difference seen before the vaccine. This is one of the most influential and widely respected medical journals, known for publishing rigorous peer-reviewed research that shapes clinical practice. We talked to Dr. Redletter about this almost every week, about how the top 10 states or whatever were all Trump voting states that were dying at the highest rates. It's just it's ridiculous. All right. Oh, they did. Oh, poor Daniel Dale. Did he have to fact check Bobby Jr.? CNN posted a scathing fact check immediately after Bobby Kenning's stunningly contentious interview with Dana Bash. He pushed medical misinformation. You don't say. In attempting to rewrite the history of U.S. COVID-19 response, Bobby Kennedy on Sunday pinned the blame for the pandemic lockdowns on Dr. Fauci while simultaneously reviving a string of debunked assertions about our vaccines, RSV, and measles. Dr. Jha was on and said, he said much of what Kennedy said just isn't true. It just factually is not true. He said this has been an issue that we've settled over and over again. There is zero link between vaccines and autism. He went on to say the truth is the last 2 years we've had more measles cases than the entire rest of the 21st century. The cases combined in the last 2. And no, RSV did not come from any gain of function research. Oh, my God. It's just I can't believe still that he's the head of Health and Human Services. And, okay. All right. We go Shirley in Alabama real quick. Hello, Shirley.
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead.
As I told your call screener, there are a few of us blueies down here.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to know if you heard the story about the Central Command asking troops for unconditional ways to punish the Iranians.
I saw that. This morning.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, the Pentagon has put out this memo asking for unconventional ways to punish Iran. And so we're basically crowdsourcing our war.
This has turned into improv now.
Yeah.
This is yes and. So now it's our problem.
Yeah.
What do we call mean names? What have been the top suggestions so far? Really? This is on us now. We're the groundlings? Okay. All right. My friend Joy Reid on the COVID.
Donald Trump behaved in the most irresponsible way of any president ever, and he lost that election. Let's just be clear, in 2020, because of his mishandling of the pandemic. That wasn't Fauci's fault. Donald Trump's, the amount of death Donald Trump presided over should have made him unelectable forever. But Americans are too stupid to remember, not all Americans, but at least his supporters are too damn stupid to remember who killed their family members.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, CB says, in case you were wondering, Senator Rand Paul obtained Dr. Fauci's pandemic-era personal diary. I was wondering that. From Bobby Kennedy, who revealed that his team spent 8 months recovering the records from 11 separate servers. Are you kidding me? When we have, as you said, exploding ass magma, we have measles, we have leprosy. That's what he spent time nosing around about another, grown man's private thoughts during a once in a lifetime pandemic. It's just, I can't. You know what I'm going to need? I'm going to need some. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to need my moment of Hunter. That's what I need. Thank you, please. My moment of Hunter Biden. Thank you.
So this whole Sleepy Joe thing and all that, if that's the standard, then why aren't we having a 25th Amendment right now? The man literally falls asleep in a room full of his entire cabinet, sitting behind the Resolute desk. And that is not an exaggeration or unfair. You literally can go back and look at the videotape of him with an entire cabinet speaking behind him, sitting in a chair, and he's sleeping. He's out.
You know, they have this is your moment of Zen. This is your moment of Hunter. Oh, it's what we all need. Not looking at you. 18 minutes after the hour. We have Frangela. We're this close to Frangela. 18 minutes after the hour, Trump sent 4 heroes to their deaths, and now he erased their sacrifices from the official record because he is a sociopath who's waging an illegal war he knows that none of us support. That one I've even heard veterans talk about, how disrespectful that was. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, your loved one's death doesn't really count. It was just an international operation of someone, not really a war, just because it was after his fake ceasefire, right?
Can you imagine a few days prior, he had the dignified transfer, which this one he attended, but of course used it for a TikTok. And a few days later, you say to those families, one of which went to one of his rallies immediately afterward, and you say your child's sacrifice wasn't in a war at all. But I just want to add to that again, this is what drives me crazy about the lie and the way they conflate and the truth on his support of the troops. I don't know if you've heard this, but the other day he was asked about China giving, help to Iran to target our bases, and he said, things happen. I would be disappointed if it were true. Disappointed because he doesn't care about our vulnerable troops over there. He only cares about his best friends who are the worst actors in the world, in Xi and Putin. So this is not a person who stands with our troops. They're expendable.
He's such an easily duped idiot. He's like, oh, Vladimir says they're not. We know that Russia's helping Iran. We know that they're helping target Americans. He's just an idiot. Oh, President Xi tells me no. Oh, God. Yeah, you just said an obliterated military keeps killing our troops. 3 more Americans are dead. The commander-in-chief, quote-unquote, spent the weekend golfing and posing with someone else's trophy. I mean, I have to think, Jodo, that this is starting to sink in if you look at polling, right? Even with his base. It's starting to get pretty dire.
Yeah, I mean, he's lower than he was after January 6th in some polls. I mean, he's kryptonite. He's damaged goods, to say the very least, but I don't think he's planning on that hurting his party in the midterms, because he's not planning on having free and fair elections. So he's not planning on having a referendum. He doesn't care about his polling.
Well, you know, I saved this because this is your home state of Jersey. Here's the good news stack. DOJ loses in New Jersey, now 0-18 on voter roll demands. So, you know, so far, Joe, at least at the courts, he keeps losing on all the voter suppression stuff he's trying, right? I mean, you're right that he's going to try 11 billion other things, right?
Yeah. At least for now, the courts are holding on this issue. Of course, he's gone back to the Supreme Court that he thinks is his, you know, personal trough of grievance and retribution. He's gone back to them to stop mail-in voting, and let's see what they do on their shadow docket. But you're right, at least for now, the courts are holding. But God knows what other measures he'll take, because we can't suffer from a lack of imagination.
You can you just believe this whiny little diaper baby is just, can you make E.G. Carroll give the money back? What? You already lost. Like, she took my candy.
Yeah, but don't you know it's not rape if you only use your finger?
Oh, God. How many times can we discuss this? Jojo, let's discuss amongst us gals. It's not exactly a compliment that she doesn't know if it was his little tiny Cheeto finger or his little tiny Cheeto deformed mushroom penis. It's still, if you get penetrated with anything against your will, it's rape, right? Sorry,
exactly.
I'm screaming.
But hey, for MAGA, those are hairs they're willing to split somehow.
Also, I loved your post. You said, as an American, as someone who majored in communications, as someone who grew up believing journalism was one of the last sacred callings in a democracy, the White House Correspondents' Dinner makes me sick. Yes, thank you. Particularly in the era of Trump, he won't come if there's a comedian, because God forbid anyone makes fun of him. He just wants an opportunity to insult journalists to their face. Like, what's the point of it? It's not about the First Amendment.
Not at all. That whole thing was embarrassing, and it kind of exemplifies why the American people don't trust our press.
Yeah.
You know, you see Kristen Welker hobnobbing with Stephen Miller, and you're like, I don't know about unbiased and free and impartial coverage here when you're buddies over champagne and caviar. The whole thing was gross. They're getting awards for exposing him with Jeffrey Epstein.
Can you imagine Edward R. Murrow like, oh, it's bad, but Goebbels is hilarious at a party. Oh my God, he does impressions. It's just...
He does impressions of the Führer that are
that are hilarious. Yeah. Oh, he does this with his finger, so it's the mustache.
They have a special cocktail. It's deadly. Too soon?
Yeah.
So you wrote a whole piece, which was fantastic. We've linked to everything you ever do because we love you so much. But the other thing, it is getting to be like a punchline them blaming Biden.
Stephanie Miller.
Oh, why looky there, those new gold statues. Have you seen that? Nah. Jonathan says, I predict it will soon be raining gold paint because there's no way they properly prepared the bronze statue to adhere to the gold paint. So that'll be another Reflecting Pool Part 2. Stansbury says, Representative Stansbury said, while you were over here trying to figure out how you're going to cover the rent and food, this guy was over there using $5.1 million in taxpayer money. You paid into the system to cover these statues in 23 karat gold. There it is, the latest atrocity. And okay. Alrighty, Karen in Chicago. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. You played something from Ted Lieu regarding the Epstein files, and that there's likely things that have been taken out of the files. Yep. I really, really just hope that there are a group of Democrats that are ready to go with this stuff. And the thing that there is a chain of command. Todd Blanche did what he did. We heard about these reports that there were people that were scrubbing the Epstein files and things like that. But at some point, those people that do not have the privilege and protection that are in that chain of command, they better start worrying, because they're not going to have immunity. They're going to be the ones that are held responsible for this.
Yeah.
Absolute cover-up.
We have Kyle Kalinske. Yeah, he was talking about this as well. Thank you, Karen. Just one of many.
You know who's extreme? The people protecting the Epstein pedophiles. They're the extremists. You know who's extreme? The people waging 8 new wars as they lie and say Trump has stopped 8 wars. Those are the extremists. You know who's extreme? The people building concentration camps that ICE is using to shove immigrants in. The idea that Trump or the Republicans would be looked at as moderate is laughable at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sherilyn Ifill retweeted all this. This, what do you call it, Max Miller, Bernie Moreno stuff. Sherilyn Ifill said, oh my God, who are these people? She was retweeting Tobias Wolff. He said, I cannot confirm independently. I should make clear, but JFC, the Republican Party, is a cesspool right now. And if this is true, and the reason he has not stood up to defend his daughter and granddaughter, it is reprehensible. He was retweeting, Ali San Marcos said, this also explains why Max Miller texted Bernie Moreno this. Take this however you want. Everyone's going to get to know you better than your wife does. He wrote to Bernie Moreno, enjoy the ride, brother. I wouldn't have to do this if you could keep your lying daughter under control. So they're talking about why Bernie Moreno has been silent. In March 2024, the AP reported he used a work email to create a dating profile looking for gay sex. The community note there is the forensics conclusively proved the account was real, verified, and created by someone using Moreno's email login. I mean,
I don't think you could consider Grindr a dating profile.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
well, seriously, the cesspool is the right word. So he finally has come out and said that, what do you call it, Max Miller should step down. And first of all, this was the most abuser video I've ever seen. He literally, any woman that's ever been abused, he's like, oh, she made me dinner. So that means you're not a... Oh my God, do we have this? This is Representative
I'm not getting
Miller.
out of this race. Let me begin with the most painful accusation of all. I have never abused our daughter. I categorically deny abusing my former wife. If I had assaulted her, would she have offered to cook me dinner 6 days later?
Wow, as someone said, this is classic abuser tactic. So,
well, it was also a really sweaty video. He seemed like super nervous, and like there were technical problems, especially at the beginning. Like there was like 2 minutes of silence where he was just kind of like looking back and forth, just sweating. There was and nothing was going on. It was the weirdest video to watch.
I mean, it really is like the classic. You better have dinner on the table, or. Anyway, so Bernie Moreno has finally spoken out about his son-in-law, Representative Max Miller, urging him to quit Congress. So I'll tell you what he said, but dear God. And he's the one that yelled at Dr. Fauci, who do you think you are? Yeah. 29 minutes after the hour, Stephanie Miller Show.
The contractors who did the initial work with the reflecting pool, are they to blame for the current condition, or is it
No,
the vandals?
we had vandalism. No, vandals.
But it peeled off. Why? Why did that happen? Do you know?
It didn't peel off. There was vandalism. There was box cutters. There have been 7 arrests. There was people literally trying to destroy part of a monument. The reflecting pool is not just a pool on the mall. It is part of the Lincoln Memorial. And if anybody says that they're going to go and vandalize that, it's no different than if someone was throwing.
And
paint
you're
on Lincoln
100%
itself.
sure that what happened with the liner was vandalism. You can prove it.
Oh yeah, absolutely can. And as we drain it, we've got all the photographs we can see. I mean, there's no possible way.
Your photographs of a person or people cutting a 300 or 350 foot gash in the bottom of the reflecting pool?
Dana, I'm not sure why you and others in the media think that you want to keep trying to question whether or not they.
Yeah, you journalists with the questions.
How dare you?
The asking of news things. Yes, Stuart. Stevens said, reflecting pool gate is getting to be Big Brother-like. Energy Secretary Burgum joins Trump's Big Brother side against the normally compliant DOJ. If Donald Trump says there were a dozen vandals and there's a gash 350 feet long in the pool, how many vandals were there and how long is the gash in the pool? So, yes, Doug Burgum, is that doubling, tripling, or are we quadrupling down now?
I think we're quadrupling at this point.
He said the evidence is clear. Is it now? Is it now? Some of these acts were even caught on camera. Really? So that would be weird that they would drop the indictment then if there would be, We also provided the U.S. Attorney's Office expert and eyewitness testimony to the damage done by vandals and provided every piece of evidence they asked for in the requested time dealing with each area of damage of the pool. Intentional damages done to the reflecting pool is no different than defacing any of our other national monuments. We won't back down to deranged people who want to destroy, deface, or degrade our monuments. So Jeanine Pirro, let's just keep track of these. So she accused him of withholding evidence that the liner was improperly installed, which we all knew already. And then he said, no, she, something. Okay.
Did Doug Burgum in that statement call Jeanine Pirro deranged also, since she...
Yeah, I don't
think he did.
Yes, I don't know. By the way, someone said, want to bet Pirro gets canned in the next few days. I don't know what the betting pool is, but that's why I had to hurry up and tape my skit yesterday, just in case. Because you always got to check your phone to go like, oh.
I think she's getting one more chance.
Yeah, well, I think you're wrong. Senator John Kennedy said, well, the whole thing is a multiple vehicle pileup. Let me start with the president. The president says it was caused by vandals. I don't know whether he really believes that, or it's part of his political messaging, or he's just thinking out loud. Oh, he's just spitballing. Yeah. So that's okay. Sure. Yeah, that you totally should get indictments just on the president
spitballing,
pulling things out of his ass. Yeah, sure.
That's how our justice system works.
Yeah. That's what Trump said. He said, my sense is that's all you need now in court. Just his sense. His spidey sense tells him. Yeah. He said, well, you and I both know the president well. He exists loudly. Oh, yes. Yes.
Wow.
His whole presidency is loud noises. And I don't know what we're yelling about. That encapsulates the last 10 years, doesn't it?
I don't know where that is.
You don't? Loud noises from... Anchorman. Yeah. Okay. He exists loudly, and he grows anxious when he has an unexpressed thought. Oh, I see. So he just needs
to
be
held hostage.
Whatever he thinks at any given moment. Yeah, because God forbid he has an unexpressed. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
We're being held hostage by his unexpressed thoughts.
By loud noises.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying he doesn't really believe it. I just don't know. But now the stakes are a lot higher for U.S. Attorney Pirro. You can't lie to a federal judge. If she can't prove her case, she was right to pull it back. Because if you fool around with a federal judge, you'll find out. Yeah, she's going to be disbarred. I agree with Glenn Kirshner. I mean, I have no clue. What did she show? Did she falsify evidence to the grand jury? Like, she had to show them something, right? Okay, I'm screaming at you. I
don't know.
I apologize.
You're assaulting me with loud noises.
Loud noises!
It's under brick loud noises.
Brick? That's okay. I did not put
It's like we've been in a really annoying AMR session for 10 years. We're just like, oh, stop.
AMSR?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Not AMR.
Whatever.
AMR is something different.
Oh. Uh-oh. It's not dirty, is it?
Probably.
Okay. Anyway, he said, and so I don't know why she filed the suit without doing a full investigation. She says she relied on the Department of Interior. Yeah, isn't that weird? Remember how that was like investigation first that goes and then indictment, even if you didn't go to law school, investigation and then
anybody who's watched Law and Order knows this.
Evidence here, jury, is the evidence, and then indictment.
Hell, anybody who's watched Divorce Court knows this.
Right. Okay. Let's go to Tracy in Mesa, Arizona. Hello, Tracy.
My wife and I both loved the Jeanine Pirro video yesterday. That was awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Also, during Trump's presidencies, we've had a couple of examples of him describing historical or current events, which were actually him describing a movie scene,
yes.
a scene that he had seen.
Like Sicario, or
So with regard to the fraudulent election stuff, there was a Robin Williams movie called Man of the Year a few years back.
Yeah.
Where he was a comedian who ran for president and he won, but it turned out that there was a voting machine error.
Right.
So that kind of sounds to me like maybe Trump saw that movie and that's where the whole thing came from.
Probably. That's where all this sounds. This sounds familiar.
Yeah. This next one is a stretch, but with regard to Dr. Fauci and the vaccines and him being responsible for all these people dying, Frank Zappa wrote a musical back in the early 80s that he released the soundtrack album, but he never got the production done. It's called Thingfish, and the premise is that the HIV virus was a government plot to rid the country of quote unquote undesirables, meaning gays and black people. And that to me almost sounds like they took the premise from that when they're accusing Dr. Fauci of all this stuff.
Yeah.
I know that was a stretch, but there you go.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Shades of that.
In a totally unrelated story, details resurfaced that Republican Senator Bernie Moreno used a work email to create a dating profile, quote, looking for young guys to have fun with. AP reported back in 2024. Have no idea if this is what Max Miller was threatening.
That sounds like it.
But so he finally came out and said...
came out?
Oh, pardon me. That was a poor choice of words. He initially said, I don't know, when asked by a reporter if Miller was fit to stand for re-election. Sunday he finally went, because they had a back and forth. He said, as he has admitted privately, Max Miller needs serious psychological help. He's a danger to my daughter. I hold my breath every minute he has custody of my granddaughter. Well, once again, he's finally shamed into defending his daughter and granddaughter by who knows what, right? Political pressure or anyway, what a cesspool of a party. Oh, in other gay news, by the way, I love this. Being a lesbian isn't a choice, but if it was, I would highly recommend it to all women. 10 out of 10 experience would do it again. Okay. I just mean these right-wing hypocrites, Someone said if gay people can't get married because you don't like it, that means you can't have dessert because I'm on a diet. I don't like that analogy. Oh, one more legal point on the reflecting pool. Okay. I talked to I asked Glenn about this.
Yeah.
Ann says a minor point on the David Hearn dismissal. Pirro and her cadre of corrupt minions are moving to dismiss without prejudice. 1, this is a blatant injustice. They admitted a crime didn't occur. They should dismiss with prejudice. 2, I hope that Hearn's attorneys use this as a reason to pull back the lid on the whole corrupt operation, the bogus grand jury, the national TV slander campaign. Everybody should get disbarred. Yeah, you can't just, there's got to be consequences, Chris. You can't just go, oops, oh well, never mind. Right after you put someone through this. Mike in Detroit. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
Just a quick comment. It kind of changed my mindset recently. Like everyone, I am really miserable about Trump's second term. But I was thinking about Fauci, and I realized, sometimes when Trump's a virus, MAGA's a virus, sometimes that first vax doesn't work. You got to get the second shot. And his second term maybe is our second shot, where we're just realizing, okay, the body's really ready to be done with this now, and you kind of see it in the polling. So
we have to build up a herd immunity, I suppose.
Sure,
right?
We can do that.
Yeah, because the last 10 years haven't been bad enough. It hasn't been enough loud noises.
Loud noises.
He was being Mixmaster Sam over there.
I don't even know what we're arguing about anymore. Hi, Laura. Laura in Virginia. Hello.
Hey, happy Monday, everybody.
Thank you.
I saw some information that, as usual, there's a very possible financial connection to the Trumps and Hegseth's big push on testosterone. So in Don Jr. invested in a company called Enhanced Group, whose entire business model is selling testosterone injections. Then in April, the FDA moved and expanded testosterone therapy, removing restrictions that were decades old. In July, Bobby Jr. proposed further loosening the restrictions. And then suddenly on July 15th, Hegseth announces the policy. So the FDA clears the path, the Pentagon creates the demand, the Trump family invests in the company selling the product.
Laura, you're right. It is all one big grift, all of it. Here's Senator Murphy. This story, it's impossible for any story to get oxygen because there is so much corruption. But this is Senator Murphy.
Donald Trump just announced that he is setting up an insider trading information subscription service. If you pay Donald Trump $100,000 a month, he will give you early access to information about tariffs, early access to information about the Iran war, early access to information about what country he's bombing next. This is a criminal syndicate that he is running out in the open.
So I don't think that's gotten a ton of coverage. This one, as we've been talking all morning, Uriel says in a court filing late Friday, Capital One Financial Corp told a Florida court it closed more than 300 Trump Organization accounts after a months-long anti-money laundering review. The disclosure, quote, marks the first time a bank has formally tied money laundering concerns to Trump's family businesses.
I haven't seen that anywhere.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, in my travels around the internet, in research and all that, yes, I've seen it, but I haven't seen it reported on, like...
I know. That's what I mean. That's what they...
Dana Bash didn't spend a segment on it.
Well, it's like, you know, they flood the zone, which so much, like Steve Bannon says, that it's impossible to cover it all. Someone sent me this, and first of all, I love Nicole Sullivan from Mad TV, and I'm sure you've seen her in a bunch of other things. She is my tiny baby nephew, Paul's good friend. They went to Northwestern Theater together.
That's right.
And so at one point I was like, oh, your little college friend Nikki is Nicole Sullivan from Mad TV. And so she did my pilot with me for Oxygen Out, where she is adorable and hilarious. But oh my God, this was 30 years ago. I don't know if you remember. She did this character called Darlene McBride on Mad TV.
Country singer.
Yeah, oh my God. And the wig is like 6 times as big as her head. So you're missing the visual on this. But I mean,
I worked in country music 30 years ago, so I know.
But this predicted MAGA 30 years ago. It was her Take Back America tour. Let's just hear a little. It's just.
Hi, I'm Darlene McBride. You know, I love this country the way it used to be. Simple-minded with simple values for simple people. But then the big government, the Supreme Court, and those bleeding heart liberals just couldn't leave well enough alone. And now look at it. A big, ugly melting pot just boiling over on what used to be a nice, white stove. That's why I decided to launch my Take Back America tour across this great country. I'll be coming to a city near you, singing inspirational songs filled with traditional values. The Lord loves the NRA. He told me so the other day. He spelled it out in bullets in the sky. He's sitting up in heaven with his AK-47. He's a rough and ready, macho kind of guy. Yeehaw! Excuse me, Mr. Negro, but I'd like to ask you a question. What's so bad about the back of the bus? You still got a seat like the rest of us. I don't understand all the fuss about you sitting in the back of the bus. Nothing would be finer than to drop a bomb on China in the morning.
Anyway, I would love to play the whole thing, but it's just hilarious. It's something floating around social media. But oh my God, it really like dead on MAGA prediction, right? In fact, they do the map of her tour, and it's a swastika. She's going to, it's 48 minutes after the hour, this portion of the show.
This is Donald Trump's reasoning. This is how he sorts through issues. So you had all that smoke coming down from Canada because of the wildfires, plus you have the poop lettuce coming in from Mexico. So his solution to those of us who are suffering from explosive diarrhea and choking on the smoke, Donald Trump has decided to raise taxes on all of those people. On the people inside the United States who are choking on the smoke and dealing with the poop lettuce. That's his genius solution. And it seems like all these years later, he still doesn't understand how that works.
Yeah.
That he thinks, oh, well, this is great because these foreign countries are giving me money. But that's not how tariffs work. That's not how any of this works. He just increased his wealth last year by 253%, and the rest of us are going into debt because he keeps raising our taxes.
Yeah. Well,
that's what keeps happening.
And I don't, again, I don't know percentages, but someone posted food prices are up 33%. That's the highest grocery spike in 50 years, but a ballroom, am I right? I mean,
yep.
The only good news, Bob, I have to say, from the latest polling I'm seeing, it really does seem like the base is finally cracking. That even his base is it, and the Republican number is way down. And some number I saw today, only like some tiny percent of people Republicans are enthusiastic about the rest of his term. I mean,
oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, one of the latest polls indicated that only 37% of MAGA Republicans think that the Iran war is worth the economic cost.
Yeah.
And that's a significant number. Donald is hemorrhaging, and the Republican Party is hemorrhaging non-college white men as well as independents. One of the latest polls out of Texas.
James
in
Tallarico.
The Tallarico
5
race.
points. He's up 5 points over Ken Paxton in Texas.
And losing with independents big time, non-college voters big time in Texas. And it's no wonder. I mean, but even though I say all this, I see numbers like 45 to 40, which is that latest Texas poll.
Right.
I'm like, who is this 40%?
Right.
That is willing to support Ken effing Paxton, who gave a sweetheart deal to a pedophile, among many, many other trespasses. It's just astonishing what MAGA will support.
We'll put up with
just to irritate the rest of us. You know what I mean?
Well, this is Sean Strickland talking about his base.
It is kind of crazy, dude, how mainstream how unpopular Trump is. Because I'll go to places like I'm in Florida, I met a Texas guy, like when we're talking about like hardcore Republicans, and even these guys are like, I can't do any more Trump. I feel betrayed. The people that have voted you, that rallied around you, like you actively just spit in their face for what?
Yeah. This latest thing, Trump is killing that I've already mentioned, but is killing a $3.6 billion program that held down Medicare drug plan premiums. It ends after 2026. About 25 million seniors find out their new rates this fall, right before they vote. Someone posted it and said he swore Medicare and Social Security would not be touched. They are coming for both. If you care about your wallet, vote blue in November. This is a 20% increase in the out-of-pocket maximum. They want to bankrupt and kill seniors. And that's another one of, his ridiculous lies that he doubles and triples down on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. No More Wars, Mr. I've lowered drug prices by 11 billion% or something mathematically impossible.
Because he's made a coupon website. He's basically made a Groupon for prescription drugs. And, if you have prescription drug coverage in your health insurance program, it doesn't count. It's a lot of subterfuge and smoke for nothing really, no real savings, even though he likes to make up these numbers 400, 500, 600% and so on, which keeps doing, still doing it, still talking about his great health care plan that's just around the corner.
Yeah.
So stand by for action,
Did you see he said, I call it my new health care plan?
Mm-hmm.
He's given up even giving it a stupid name. It's my health care plan.
He's lost his mojo for that stuff. Yeah.
The 2027 deductible also climbs to $700 out-of-pocket cap to $2,400 for a retiree on Eliquis at $231 a month. That is 3 months of paying full price before coverage even starts. I mean, this is going to be catastrophic on top of our regular inflation, right?
Oh, yeah. On top of so many people losing their subsidies, the extended subsidies that Joe Biden passed. And on top of that, I have to remind everybody, the hundreds of thousands of people worldwide who have died, including at least 500,000 children, because Elon Musk and Donald Trump defunded USAID.
fact, a blue whale's poop can weigh up to 500 pounds, making it the second biggest piece in the world, just behind Donald Trump. We believe in science here. I did not know that. Did you know how much blue whale poop weighs?
I love it when we do the science stack.
Yeah. I blinded people with science. Thom says Iran would not be attacking water systems across the U.S. if Trump hadn't started his monumentally stupid war. Thank you. And then Kaya says, to be clear, the President of the United States is blaming Americans for a terrorist attack on America simply because it happened in a blue state. Yep. Okay. Oh, this is the one I was looking for, Chris. Thompson says, if gay people can't get married because of your religion, then you can't have dessert because I'm on a diet.
That's it.
Okay. I dare the Sky Evangelist to sit next to noted famous atheist Chris LeBoy.
She and I would have words.
There's a Sky Evangelists are torturing trapped passengers. Have you seen this story? Could you take your organ out for me? Thank you so much, Sam. Friendly Atheist reports, what is it about being in an enclosed space surrounded by people who can't escape that makes evangelical Christians even more insufferable than usual? There's now apparently an epidemic of Christians who get on planes and begin preaching when they know they finally have a captive audience. Evangelist Whitney Lynn, one of the more notorious culprits, even said as much in a recent TikTok post. I just love a captive audience.
So they're just doing it for the attention on TikTok.
Yeah, universal. I have my headphones in. Do not talk to me. In Whitney Lynn's latest stunt, it appears flight attendants finally reached a breaking point and ordered her off the plane as she screeched about free speech and demons and spiritual warfare. TikTok is being flooded by similar stunts. Other self-avoids Sky Evangelists. We got to run that. You know what? I dare you to do that to Frangela on a flight. I dare you to sit down next to Angela V. Shelton. Just dare you. And Frances is small but scrappy.
Oh, she is scrappy.
Yeah,
she'll
I've been in many a
she'll
bar
tackle
fight.
you at the knees and bring you down.
Oh, she will cut you off at the knees. Absolutely. Okay, let's go to Richard in Wisconsin. Hello, Richard. Hi, Richard.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
I want to demonstrate how history can rhyme with itself. I love the poem Humpty Dumpty.
The pool Humpty Dumpty?
All right. You know what? It's just Monday sometimes, we need a flushing of the phone lines because it's,
They've been backed up all weekend?
Yeah, okay.
Greatest level.
Yes, have I mentioned that I believe children are the future? I have mentioned that. We need these. We need timeline cleansers. 1-year-old Nehemiah Turner, have you seen this over social media? He's a little, look at him, a little African-American kid.
Tyke.
Huh?
Little tyke.
Yeah, he's a little tyke. He has spent over 100 hours reading to shelter dogs and cats in Jacksonville. He simply sits by their kennels and reads stories, hoping it helps them feel calmer while waiting for a home. One of his favorite dogs was adopted after almost 400 days. Quiet kindness like his is something we should all learn from. Oh, God, I needed that. Do you think children are the future, or did Whitney Houston lie to us about that, too?
She lied. She lied about a lot of things.
Stop it.
Well, she did.
Maggie in Massachusetts.
She told us that she wasn't addicted to crack.
I will not have... Yes, because it's whack. I will not have Whitney Houston bashing. Hi, Maggie. Go ahead.
Forget all this stupid stuff. Chris, how is your hand? I see you're still in the place, and I hope it's getting better.
Oh, see,
Thank
a
you.
little moment of kindness.
It's I need surgery on it.
All right. Okay, we're all sending thoughts and prayers to your hand. Frangela next.
It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
Unsurprisingly, the Trump coins then did exactly what meme coins tend to do. They initially skyrocketed in valuation, soaring so high that for a few hours, the Trumps and their business partners were sitting on at least $50 billion worth of it. But then inevitably, they crashed, and hard. In fact, by the following December, Trump's coin was down 92% since its peak, while Smelania was down 99%. Almost a complete wipeout in value. But Trump himself walked away with a $636 million payout.
Wow.
Oy. Okay.
And he said Smelania because the Melania meme coin has a $sign in front of it, and so it looks like it's spelled Smelania. They just didn't workshop that before they put it out.
Christopher, even as an atheist, you know that sometimes the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Yeah.
This is a Monday when the Lord giveth because we have Frangela on a Monday. You're welcome.
Oh, hey, funny Jean Pirro. Hilarious.
I sent you.
I watched that over and over.
Hilarious.
I sent you my Judge Janine bit because I said it wasn't the same without you. My favorite bit we ever did was Judge Janine interviewing Diamond and Silk.
That was very
one of whom is no longer with us. But
no longer with us.
We don't know which one, but
you know, we still don't.
It's a loss.
They trade off the halo. You know, that's what they do.
It's a loss. Yeah.
Oh dear God. I don't even know where to start. Oh, by the way, I had to. We have to because we can start with reflecting pool nonsense, but also the slush fund. The slush fund. Trump said there is never. You know, the January 6th terrorists, there's never been an attack on any group of people in this country, in my opinion. This would be a reimbursement for the pain they suffered. Did you have any thoughts about...
I just don't... We don't have reparations for black people, but we got reparations for this?
We can't... You
really
don't ever look at me cross-eyed when I say I'm screaming naked reparations, okay? I'm naked and screaming reparations.
I mean...
Yes, and he and also the J6 terrorists were the most persecuted people in our history. And I'm like, black people would like a word. Native Americans would like a word. Japanese...
Women?
Yes, would like a word.
You know, these people, this is the thing. Understand, I've never believed that any of that money, except like $1 million here, $1 million there, might go to like the big heads of the, Enrico Denny Terrio.
Yes.
Yeah. Him.
Dance fever guy, yeah.
Dance fever guy who turned into a Nazi. Him. But it's always been my belief that Donald Trump would take the most of that money because he can't let money pass him by like that.
Yeah.
He's got to get it. So that's a thing. And the thing he really cares about is the tax break.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we
now what did we just find out this weekend is that the reason that they got debanked, it wasn't a political reason. It was supposedly, allegedly, because they were money laundering.
Yeah, and that's not even...
over 300 different accounts.
And it's barely a story. I mean, it's just like, oh, okay, well, that's just another... Okay, can I say...
Jail, all of them.
Yeah. No, I had to text, I bothered you and Glenn Kirschner, you'll be happy to know, on Friday. Because the reflecting pool thing, I'm just like, what I got? Yeah. Like, why is she not disbarred like yesterday, right?
Thank you.
I mean, you're like what evidence did she show to a grand jury to get an indictment?
I mean, she lied. They 100% lied.
Did you see them replaying her doing her press conference? She was like, "We've got you."
Someone said, we all remember her spittle flecked press conference.
Yes. Dude, I think she did actually say, hold my beer, too.
She was, and I mean, feeling herself.
Got
you. We're just gonna prosecute.
That's right. No more wire hangers.
Frangela, I know you are two of the premier improv artists in the country, but I need you to know your lines. Francis, yours is what? And Angela, yours is, oh no. Okay, are you ready? And you can get the gasps ready as well. Chris has just handed me some breaking news. Cornyn and Tillis cave on confirming Blanche as Attorney General.
What?
Oh no.
Okay. All right, we're going to have to rehearse that.
Yeah, we'll workshop that. Yeah.
I thought Chris was going to say something.
No.
Oh, okay.
I just handed her the breaking news.
I have two of the best improv artists in the country. What is?
Well, this is not this is a script that you have not given us.
Okay.
True.
It's just Frangela expresses shock. It's just, for the headline.
I am convinced that you cannot be a senator in the Republican Party if they don't have anything to hang over your head.
They're not even in the Republican Party anymore. They're leaving.
Yeah, they're leaving.
It's not by choice. That's what kills me. Not by choice. And they still look.
And not fast enough.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys.
Yeah. I mean, and also, as Chris said earlier, I don't trust them. Do you? That
the
slush fund,
they're going to do it. They're absolutely
that the slush fund is gone. That the tax thing is whatever. I mean, this reflecting pool thing. Trump just contradicted Pirro. You don't know. Todd Branch will do anything. He'll rebring this indictment. I would imagine. I would think.
That's right.
Right?
Of course he will.
Right.
And they will be giving people, mostly Trump, that money because he always says it. He's suffered more than anyone.
Yes.
He is the oldest pain, the fattest pain, the most unattractive, smelly pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And I just want to touch when you were talking about the crypto moment. That is called in the crypto biz a rug pull. Okay,
Yeah.
What Trump and Melania did to the American public, what the President of the United States,
while in
office, put his name on a piece of cryptocurrency, said put his stamp of approval on something, encouraged Americans to invest in it, and then pocketed their money.
Yeah.
Well, when Malcolm Nance said to us, stop calling it grifting, it's stealing. He's outright stealing. But I said, well, it's both. I mean, he's still grifting off his morons, but he also is just outright stealing from taxpayers, from the Treasury, name it.
Where's the Peace Board money? Where's the Peace Board money?
Yeah. Where's the Venezuela
money?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Speaking of money, can I thank the person that put up a graph, the Trump effect. Just when Biden left office, gas $3.13 a gallon, gas today $4.59. Let's scroll down to beef, $5.50 a pound when Biden left office, $8.49 a pound now. Just on and on and on. And
it's not about the price.
Thank you. This is what Daryl said. He said, this is when you know that it was never about the price of eggs or Biden being old. It was about the racism, sexism, crudeness, violence, nationalism, fear of the other, and image over substance that Trump displayed. His supporters will take those aspects any day of the week over the price of a gallon of gas. I mean,
yep. They think it's worth it. It is worth it for their white ethno state. We really have to understand that a third of this country is terrible. Just terrible. And stop making excuses for them. They are choosing racism. They are choosing misogyny. They are not choosing the economy. They're not choosing what's in their own individual interest.
No.
They're choosing whiteness.
And this economy that we're dealing with right now, I want everybody to understand we're in the good part.
Yeah, it's not even.
This is the good part. This is.
You have some illusions right now.
They had to interfere with the Korean stock market 42 times this year. Okay, they got pictures of Scott Bessent writing down, I need to give $10 billion in yen to Japan. We are crushing this world economy that we live in.
Yeah. So here is Kamala Harris, who, if I mentioned, was right about absolutely everything, and it's all on tape. Okay.
We have a president of the United States taking America into a war the people didn't ask for, spending billions of dollars without paying attention to the people right here in America who are losing their health coverage every single day because of policies that they're pushing to pay for a tax cut for the richest people in the country.
Man.
One more. My president.
You know, he's now talking about this deal. You know, the deal would basically be what Barack Obama got. That he pulled us out of.
Yep.
And, you know, I think that it is important to not be a conspiracist, but at the same time, you can listen to what people are saying and wonder, is it just a full-on distraction from the things he can't handle or has not handled?
This is how ridiculous it's gotten. Ron posts, is this an Iran is begging for a deal day, or I'm going to bomb them at levels never seen since World War II day? Sometimes it's hard to keep up. I mean, we were at total annihilation, canceled the total annihilation. We're negotiating. Iran says, no, we're not. Contradicts him immediately.
Yeah, we have parameters of a deal,
of
which
concepts.
is concepts of a
of a plan,
of a plan,
of a pastiche of notions. Yes,
that's right.
Yeah, he said.
Completely.
Was this yesterday? Well, this is obviously irrelevant. Like seconds after.
Right.
You know, you remember Mission Impossible? Remember the old TV show? Remember this tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Isn't that like anything he says is pretty much?
Yeah.
Yeah, it self-destructs in like 5 seconds. It's something totally different, so it's hard to even, like, you know. This is why I was like, we need to hurry up. 17 mimosas in. I'm like, we got to tape this Judge Janine thing now because she could be, S-canned by like 5 minutes.
Dude.
He said the USA is locked and loaded, ready to go against the Islamic Republic of Iran at levels of military strength and power not seen since World War II. Despite this, we've just been asked by Iran and other Middle Eastern countries to hold off on any attacks in the perimeters of a deal. He meant parameters.
Whatever.
Perimeters of the deal have been agreed to. This would include the immediate, complete, total opening of the Hormuz Strait. Oh, which he capitalized, and maybe he hadn't thought of that before. Maybe that's why they didn't do it, because he didn't capitalize it. An end to Iran's nuclear threat. Right, the black guy did that. Based on this request, I've agreed for the future benefit of the world and otherwise, likewise, the survival of successful and prosperous Iran to cancel the attack, subject to being able to rapidly make a deal. Get to work, everybody, and get it done. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
It's just insane to me. And this is really about, if you want to know what day it is it a bomb them into extinction, or is it a
or it's canceled?
We got a deal day.
Yeah.
You should check with his stockbroker.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And can we also discuss the fact that they're selling $100,000 per month to companies access to his Truth Social posts before they go up, so that they can key into the market.
Right.
What are we doing?
Oh, by the way, the everybody get it done thing. What is the thing now? He's asking us for suggestions. And I think as America's premier improv artist, you should be patriotic enough to. He's asking for our suggestions for how to punish Iran.
To annoy Iran.
Oh,
yeah.
I know what would really annoy them is if you went into space. If you just left, they would be devastated. If you... whatever way you choose to leave, I don't want to. Okay.
All right.
Try
See,
to
liberal
try to
helpers.
force you.
Liberal helpers.
I think you just shutting up and going away.
Yeah, we're just doing a big yes and now. Now it's on us how to. Yeah.
There was a cartoon where a cat launched himself into space by sitting on a tee and swinging a golf club and hitting himself into space.
Oh,
maybe he could do that.
All right.
Let's try.
Fair
Let's
enough.
try. I know he's got golf clubs. Let's try.
Yeah. I don't need to buy any extra equipment or anything.
I'll do it.
Okay. Now, see,
I volunteer.
helper again, an extra helping of it.
All
Liberal
I do
helper.
is give.
All right, fine. 20 minutes after the hour. It's so insane that they have to that he has to go through this again. That it's that they're just trying to embarrass him. These are his private diaries. Like, who cares what his thoughts were about this whole clown show that was going on during COVID? And, I mean, they were his private thoughts. It's not relevant at all. I kept saying over and over, he is in print in there. He says the huge consensus is that it was naturally occurring. That being said, I don't know. They should investigate it, right? I mean, so it's but I never understood, Carlos, if it was a lab leak, who cares? Like, what's the difference? None of it is Fauci's fault.
Yeah, and again, they were doing gain of function research. Did they want to cover up the origins? Even if they wanted to do it, it's about how do you combat it. He was not wrong in his theories about how to combat. The rest of the world did this. The WHO, the World Health Organization.
But their theory is he created it on purpose, released it on the world on purpose. It's like, what?
One of the first things Trump did was to defund the security for that type of research.
Yeah.
So that we didn't have as much protection doing that gain-of-function research because the Trump administration cut funding immediately.
He took our people out of Wuhan. This could have been. I've said this over and over. If Hillary were president, it is very likely we would not have been hit with COVID. We would have had our inspectors there on the ground in Wuhan. You know,
if Gore were president, we would have been hitting on 9/11. So many good things that would have happened had not picky Democrats. And Ralph Nader voters and Jill Stein voters, look at what you wrought. All you had to do in a binary choice was pick something that was better. Clearly better. And yes, there's no policy coming out of the Republicans. There's no, I'm going to give you affordable health care. There's no, I'm going to give you affordable housing. There's no, I'm going to give you new renewable energy. There's no jobs reports. There's nothing negative that's coming out. There's just a circus constantly because they have no policy.
You said that. Yep, the primary's over. It's a binary choice. You either save the hive or you hand the wasp spray to your killer. Yep. So that being said, vote for lumberjack guy. Here is Troy Jackson in Maine.
You know, people wanted something. You know, people to stand up for them. They've always wanted that. That's what I want. And you know, Trump made an argument that he was going to do that. But now it's buyer remorse across the state. I mean, you know, the tariffs are killing, you know, businesses across the state. You know, like I said, we've lost health care because of the big, beautiful bill.
Yeah. Carlos, by the way, since you brought that up about 9/11, I've said the same thing. That, you know, and all this polling looks great for Democrats now. We're ahead literally on every issue except national security, which first of all makes me think like Trump's thinking, wouldn't that be something nice if something happened?
Flag.
Yeah, but I absolutely agree with you on 9/11 that we've had the worst national security failure in our history on a Republican's
Under George
watch.
Bush.
Thank you.
We handed over that intelligence with 6 months prior.
Yeah, very specific intelligence about Al Qaeda is going to fly buildings into places. Maybe like the World Trade Center. I mean, it was. You know, so when Condi Rice said no one could have imagined, yes, if you would have read the intelligence and not said, oh, that was BJ guy Clinton, who cares what he's warned us about. I mean, I just never. I understand the mentality that we all were traumatized and came together, but I still am like, how is he not responsible for the worst security failure in our history? Republicans, they wreck the economy every time. They are not better on national security, right?
They're not better on national security or the economy or climate or anything. Again, talk about the world ending, the Colorado River. Let's tack that on, right? All these rivers are drying up. In '76, Carter puts solar panels on the White House, and Reagan takes them down.
Yeah.
So they're not good on national security. They're not good on jobs. They're not good on climate. What they are good at is creating a media circus. And this Iran war is a debacle. Yeah. I don't believe in the small numbers of service people that have died. Yeah. I think the numbers are bigger. Yeah. I think they're hiding them. There's no end in sight. When you saw Ossoff just totally tear apart Keg's breath, you said that their military wasn't capable.
Yeah.
That's what you told us. So, they can't get past this Iran war debacle. No new wars. I think that you need to bomb them because Iran. Come on, I'm getting a Fred Bonnie. All right, let's start a war.
The Netanyahu to Barney Rubble's my favorite. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Barney Rubble got married in Vegas over the weekend.
Oh, yes. Marjorie Taylor Greene. It looks like Barney Rubble. Does she not have a girlfriend that can tell her sleeveless is not her friend?
Stephanie Miller.
Yeah, touch me. Do it. Reach out.
Reach out and
me.
touch.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's do it. Speaking of Jesus, Frangela, have you seen this Sky Evangelists are torturing trapped passengers? I dared them to sit next to Frangela.
Oh, let me tell you what's not happening.
let me. I'm gonna give you a come to Jesus moment.
You will
I'm gonna show you the light and the truth and the way.
She will show you. She will take you there.
I warned them, do not sit next to Angela Shelton, but also Frances, though small, super scrappy, man. She'll come at your knees. You won't know what hit you.
You won't know.
That's what I'm saying.
You won't know.
Listen, holy roller. You
can kiss everything below that thigh goodbye.
Okay, and let's tell the truth. I'm gonna be asleep before they even start talking.
No, I'm gonna have to wake her up to get her angry about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to wake her up.
I have
and
the
then
extra.
we're gonna discover how long can you open the door for?
Yeah.
When you're in the air. Let's see.
I have the extra noise canceling headphones just in case that happens.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That is a stop the flight emergency land situation as far as I'm concerned.
No, you won't need to be rehomed, okay?
We have speculated, speaking of that this is the week that Elaine Chao will be playing the guitar like the girl in Airplane and knock Mitch's tube out.
Uh-huh.
What'll she be singing?
There is only one river. There is only one sea. Joyce Bulifant snapping along in the background.
And then, boop, boop. Oh, Mitch is gone. Okay. Yes, MJ said, have Mitch's next of kin been advised that he's going to die this week? This is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, the deadline is this week, isn't it?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I can't. I was just saying this to my husband, to play along and to be a spouse and play along with that. I find that says so much about her.
So many people need to go to jail for so many things. It's hard.
How do they do it? Like, how do you sit there and do this to your husband? Like,
Thank you.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Jared says the midterms are this simple. Biden and Democrats inherited a poorly managed pandemic, massive job loss, and a ruined economy from Trump in 2021. They added jobs every month. The pandemic recovery went better than in peer nations, and by 2024, the U.S. economy was dubbed the envy of the world and was so strong it improved the entire global outlook. That was what Republicans and Trump inherited.
Yeah, it's also what a bunch of rich, wealthy Democrats decided wasn't good enough to be president again.
Yeah. George Clooney. I will never watch or approve of that man again.
Did you have to? Well, you know what you need to do? Put in your spank bank is Hunter Biden talking about George Clooney. You're gonna love it.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
He's like, I can think he's a great guy and great in movies and like his movies and still say that guy.
Yeah, 100%.
So here's the thing about the midterms. Kristen says when Elon Musk says he's giving $100 million in upcoming elections, and Lori said it is so much more than the money. I mean, here we go, right? Like he just got some big contract, and now you're like, okay, it may not just be the money, and I hope we'll talk about what we should be doing after the break. 29 minutes after the hour. Mondays with Frangela. What?
Trickle-down economics is not a theory. It is theft. They have been stealing the wealth that we all created. It's why everything sucks right now. We have an affordability crisis because we have a corruption crisis. We don't have a government of, by, and for the people. Things would be different if we did. We have a government of, by, and for the billionaires.
Yep, I think that is resonating. Tallarico in Texas. Texas has officially shifted from toss-up to tilt Democrat for the first time this cycle. I mean, that is big news, right?
It is.
Yeah. And it just goes to show the heavy lift we have had to do as Democrats to get people back to the side of sanity, which is insane to me.
This is how bad it had to get.
Right.
For anybody to even consider it. You know, this inability to vote for somebody based on what party they're affiliated with is like really, it's shocking to me how serious people, intelligent people, people I thought of as intelligent have said, well, I just can't vote for a Democrat. Like, why not? Like, I don't understand.
I mean, we've
in
literally
this situation even.
But I mean, to his point, we've literally gotten to the point where none of us can afford effing anything, and we're watching just ourselves be robbed blind. As you always say, it's a smash and grab, and we're watching it. I mean, as you said, Francis, earlier, the sitting president of the United States got his accounts closed for money laundering, and it's barely news. I mean,
it's barely news.
Right.
Money laundering.
300 accounts.
The man
money
who trucks
laundering
with human traffickers.
Right.
Thank you. And the fact that we're talking about, thank you for bringing up Andrew Tate. Okay?
Yeah.
And his, and his son being friends with Andrew Tate. Like, all these human traffickers, they just happen to be friends?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They just happen to be friends?
I'm one in the international human trafficking, child trafficking sector. I have no friends.
Yes, I have zero.
From
That
there.
amount would be zero. By the way, I don't know if you saw these latest gold statues we've been talking about all morning. And Gene says, sorry, no, you can't have health care. The Mad King needs to coat everything he sees in gold leaf because he is a moron. I mean, it just always feels French Revolution-y, doesn't it? It's like he's got a ballroom and, a bribe jet and whatever. And the rest of us are like at the gas station going, holy crap, right?
And I don't understand why they don't understand that. Do you really need it to get violent in this country?
Yes,
do you
they
need
do.
people? Do you need people to be so hungry and without hope that they feel pitchforky?
Yeah, they do. Because then he gets to turn his private army against us, which is what he really wants. What his bloodlust really wants.
That is my new favorite term is pitchforky. We are feeling
pitchforky.
Because Angela, you sometimes feel stabby, but pitchforky is
that's righteous stabby.
Right
that's
about that.
stabby
Yeah.
with a principle.
That's the group has decided we're gonna work as one.
Can you be
Okay.
Can you also be torchy if you are pitchforky?
You can be
100%.
torchy.
Yeah,
I think they go together like peas and carrots.
Let's change the name of the show to Torchy and Pitchforky in the morning.
Who's Torchy?
That didn't be me.
You're Torchy.
Yeah,
I'm
I
Pitchforky.
get top billing. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Okay. Carly says the United States currently has the highest inflation rate in the G7, despite the fact that the majority of the G7 has been hit harder by the Strait of Hormuz closures, and yet the GOP is still trying to act like Trump and his policies are some sort of economic genius. That they're having a hard time selling that, aren't they? I mean, all these poll numbers, terrible, terrible, terrible. CNN data guru says Trump is heading towards an electoral black hole. But yeah, I'm with you, Angela. I can't believe what it's taken. I'm like, dear God.
And there's still one poll.
Leprosy's back. I'm like,
Yeah,
what? Yeah.
I mean, people start getting polio. Like, it's like, it's insane.
We've got botulism in baby food.
Yeah.
For the second time during this administration.
This one, Strom says, despite his own FBI and CISA investigating Iranian hackers for targeting 30 Minnesota water plants, Trump can publicly dismiss federal intelligence to attack state leaders. Instead, I blame it on Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz didn't hold back, pointing out Trump knows who's responsible, arguing that DOJ-led budget cuts to CISA have gutted the national cyber defenses, leaving critical infrastructure exposed while the White House deflects blame. I mean, and someone followed up and said, right now, I'm not asking a lot. I would just like a president who, when the nation faces a cyber attack, actually defends this country against our enemies, rather than using the opportunity to deny intelligence reports so he can launch childish, petty attacks against a political opponent. The fact that Trump defended Iran and then attacked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz after an Iranian cyber attack is one of the many reasons I say he's completely unfit to be president. And also, as I've said from day one, for Angela, a traitor, as Malcolm Nance has said from day one. He illegally installed by Russia, a traitor. Stood next to Putin and said, I believe Putin and not our intelligence.
This is the thing. I believe that we need to get our minds around the fact that Project 2025 did get a proofread from Putin. Okay? Like that their marching orders are all this is intertwined. What is Elon doing? He's doing his marching orders.
Right.
You know, like they are absolutely foreign agents at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, part of the Russian disinformation was COVID disinformation.
But we got to drag Dr. Fauci, the hero, the legend, got to drag him in front of these fools.
Yeah. Someone said, I think it backfired for Angela. I don't know what you think.
Yes.
Someone said if one good thing comes from all this attempted witch hunt of Dr. Fauci is that we're all being reminded of how breathtakingly stupid conservatives were about COVID.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And still are.
And you know what? And what I recognized when I was listening to some of this witch hunt, what I recognize is this. We all live in different communities, right? But for those of us who live in major metropolitan places, this was, and that's a city or a town of a few 100,000, a million or more, right?
Yeah.
That we come in contact with people, we all needed advice on how to stay alive. For people who were living in smaller communities and felt like, well, why was the government coming down on us? That's because you live in podunk nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we need it.
I mean, and you forget stuff because I think we were so traumatized. We've actually tried to forget the trauma that was COVID in our lives. But Rohan said, note that Fox News required all employees who wanted to go into the studio office during 2020 and 2021 to get the COVID vaccine and present proof of vaccination and boosters. I worked for Fox at the time. The hypocrisy of them enforcing this and then going on air to trash the vaccine drove me nuts. I mean, and it just, the fact that we're being forced to relive this, it's just insane.
Yeah, and it's not for any productive reason. It's not to understand how the things that were mishandled or how we could be more helpful to the CDC. It's simply about punishing somebody to distract everyone they hope, trying to gin up that, that red meat for their audience. Like, oh, they like this. Yeah. They like this. Trust me, they'll drag Hillary back in before November.
Oh, yeah.
Right. This is all about distraction from the fact that they are stealing from us and the war is.
That's right. Are you mad? Are you mad that your business went under during COVID? Here's Dr. Fauci as your straw man to attack. Are you angry because you had to take care of your kids and your kids were out of school during COVID? Here's Fauci to be angry with. Yeah. That's what it is.
And Dylan said Anthony Fauci is better than I am because if Bernie Moreno had screamed, "Who the do you think you are?" at me, I would very calmly have said the top infectious disease expert in the nation. Thank you very much. And meanwhile, this Bernie Moreno Max Miller story. Oh my God. So Ali San Marcos said this is why Bernie Moreno's been silent. In March 2024, the AP reported that he used a work email to create a dating profile looking for gay sex. Max Miller has some dirt on him. And Rick Wilson said the MAGA pink mafia strikes again. Which, by the way, something else Hunter Biden's been talking about, right? Just spilling all the tea.
I mean, this family, you see why he kept quiet, right? Because it's like, but I was sitting here going, that's your daughter.
That's your
daughter.
And
your
granddaughter.
Child.
Yeah.
Your daughter and your granddaughter, and you don't have anything to say?
Yeah. Hunter Biden is his dad's anger translator, and I love it. It's true. Obama needed one. Now Biden has as well. Yeah, it's almost hard to get your mind around the hypocrisy and the corruption every single day, right? I mean, it's. Here's the thing.
There's not the thoroughness with which they are just dragging money out of every corner of this country is amazing.
I mean, squeezing us dry,
coming and going.
And it's exhausting, but we have to resist the gaslighting and the rewriting of history, whether it's stuff that's on tape like January 6th or that Dr. Fauci killed 1 million of us or, I mean, or this reflecting pool. This is, we just replayed Doug Burgum, saying when Dana Bad, this is back when, said it peeled off. Why did that happen? It didn't peel off. There was vandalism. There was back cutters. There have been 7 arrests. And Kara Swisher said, as I previously said, Doug Burgum lied here like a rug, needs to apologize to all those falsely accused and harassed by the government in order to keep an addled old man happy. Long after he's gone, the shame of the supplicancy will endure for this exhausting chode.
He's not going to apologize. He doubled down this morning.
They quadrupled down. Burgum and Trump, right?
Yeah. 100%.
That's what I'm going to tell you something. This is why I appreciated Judge Janine writing down on paper saying there was no, she literally said it, there was no vandalism. Okay, no one took a box cutter, and she wrote it down and said, no one took a box cutter to this. This is poor installation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the truth that is happening in the American courts, no matter what they are saying out here in these streets.
But these courts need to hold people responsible for that. That is malicious prosecution. Like,
that's what I mean. I don't know.
Absolutely actionable on the part of the judge and the bar association.
First of all, she has no reputation left to save, and I don't see how she gets out of this without being disbarred and or fired.
I mean, do it now. Like, I'm trying to understand. The courts, they stop right at actually punishing the illegality. Right there. They're like, we're on strongly worded opinions, and I appreciate them, especially when they're in the form of judgments. Yeah. But I need to see some action, because if I pulled this garbage,
right?
Where would I be?
Yeah.
Well, you'd be working for Taylor Farms. I just found out that they use prison chain gangs.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
or our lettuce. That's where your lettuce is coming from. Okay, inmates.
Yeah.
Now I got to turn to Taco Bell for information before the government.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Now, Frangela, this might be episode 6,343 of My Taste in Women Might Be Somewhat Suspect.
Oh, God.
I just said I thought Sophie Cunningham was hot last week. I don't watch the WNBA. I've never been to a game. I didn't realize, like, oh, she seems hot, whatever. Oh, my God. Did I step in it again, Frangela?
Yeah, you did.
So Shelley says the Minnesota Lynx coach wearing a shirt that says trans kids belong while playing against Sophie Cunningham is a total boss move.
Yep.
Yeah, good for her. First
Why
of all,
people dig their own graves. Why do they do that?
Well, I don't.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, she goes out. First of all, there is no middle of the road these days. We are in the existential moral crisis of our time. So she tried to go, I'm not MAGA Barbie. I'm in the middle. Blah, blah, blah. But
no, you're not. You can't be in the middle with Nazis, boo. That's not how it works.
Right, but also then there isn't one trans player in the WNBA. Why do you have to say anything?
She's being tortured by them, Stephanie.
Yeah.
So now,
I mean, she wanted it to be clear what her position is.
That's right, and she's
congratulations. And when it wasn't received well, then let's soften that position.
Right.
But it's the same position. Who asked you? Like, I'm trying to understand why you think this is your job.
Right. No, exactly. And so then the other thing happened, Seattle Storm owners Celeste Keaton was fined by the WA and suspended from her team's next 5 home games following an incident involving a pair of Sophie Cunningham fans. The incident reportedly occurred the 2 women wearing shirts for a brand advocating against the inclusion of transgender women in women's sports, held up signs saying, "We love you, Sophie. Thank you, Sophie, for speaking up for girls," while sitting courtside for the Fever game. And so after the game, the pair recounted that a woman, the Storm owner, whatever, confronted them and said they were effing insane. The Storm released a statement from majority owner apologizing for the incident. I love this part, though. Everyone who attends a Storm game deserves to feel welcome. We remain committed to creating an inclusive environment where every fan is treated with respect. I guess except for trans girls.
Except for trans
right? Right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I can't. This is what I have to wonder. Are white people just really bored? Like,
I think
do they
you're
just
right.
not have enough to do?
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, they ain't got enough to. They ain't got enough laundry.
Mind your business. Like, what are you doing in other people's panties?
And can I ask a weird question? Has any girl ever been assaulted by a trans girl in a locker room? I've never heard.
Ridiculous.
I'm like, what? Protecting girls. And first of all, MAGA's the party of, child rapists and wife abusers or whatever. What do you mean protect women?
I mean, why every Christian youth pastor? Why everyone? Every single one, it seems like.
It does seem that way.
Right. Yeah. Oh, no, we do one a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, I look at this and I'm like, what can we do? Do we need to do like a hobbies for white people?
Is knitting not enough?
I mean, maybe it has to be, they maybe cosplay.
Yeah, LARPing.
Really? Yeah, LARPing. Something
let's find some busy work for white people. That will be our
That's
project.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't they have floorboards to dust? Like, I'm just like, something to pumice.
40,
something to pumice.
49 minutes.
I know they need moisturizer.
You got
you can put lotion on.
You got pitchforking and torching to do.
I'm gonna make a list. We're gonna make a list.
All right, 49 minutes after the hour.
By the way, I'm so happy that Jack Reacher is, a sensible human being who has empathy and understands what's going on in the world.
Well,
because he was one of those guys where I'm like, all right, well, he could swing either way. Just looking at him, he could be
I like these
QAnon MAGA, or he could be reasonable.
I like these maggots. I like to see him say all this stuff to his face.
Right.
Right?
Well, he went to high school with Matt Gaetz and hated him back then. They hated each other.
So he got an early start.
Exactly.
And figuring out who the bullies are.
Right.
I mean, God bless him. I love what he said. We played this, I think, Chris, last week. He said, people, I think, are a little bit afraid of me because they're like, he's a loose cannon. Mm-hmm. And I'm not. I'm just saying that everybody should say if they gave up about humanity.
Yeah.
I mean, saying you're not political now in the biggest moral crisis of our time just seems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
of course, and it's one of those things always. Going back to what I was saying a second ago, which is almost like when you were dating and you would go out on a date with someone, and you would try to ascertain whether they were a smoker. And because I was also a smoker for many stupid years.
Yeah.
And that was always the thing. When can I reveal that I'm a smoker?
Yeah.
So when I hear a celebrity stepping out and expressing opposition to Donald Trump, I'm like, oh, thank goodness he's a smoker.
Oh, thank God.
That's great. So finally, I can agree with this person and like this person. So, yeah.
Well, yeah. He just said, look at the politics we deal with right now. Like, the White House is in ruins. There's a UFC cage on the lawn. Like, it's just the stuff that we're all going, like, WTF, so that thing we just played about him raping the world. He's only out for himself, obviously. And speaking of making all the right people mad, Kevin Sorbo had thoughts.
Oh, God.
And they always say the same thing. Conservatives say he has Trump derangement syndrome. So anyone that thinks, like, any of this is wrong has Trump derangement, right? So, Kevin Sorbo said, you'd think he'd be smart enough to keep his mouth shut. Gosh, I think the same thing about you, Kevin, but okay. Dean Cain, who, last I saw him, did eat several of the original Supermen, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He offered Alan Rich some Trumpanol, take the whole bottle. He said, oh, boy, they just think they're so clever.
Oh, my God. So Dean Cain is just gnawing on Christopher Reeve's arm or something. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. I saw a video.
He's put on a few LBs, is what I was saying.
Right. Well, this is obviously not the most important thing happening in the world, but I saw a video on Instagram of Jim Brewer.
Oh, God.
MAGA comedian Jim Brewer, questioning whether Donald Trump staged the Butler assassination attempt. And actually saying it, straight up, that Donald Trump may have staged that assassination attempt. Yeah. And I was shocked and dismayed that Jim Brewer would be divorcing himself from the club over that issue.
Yeah.
So strange.
Hilarious.
Yes, weird times.
It is, right? The people that you'll go, and then you realize who you're saying. You're like, oh, that's Nick Fuentes. I just said, that was Marjorie Taylor Greene I just agreed with.
Right. Jim Brewer is the goat boy in the coal mine, so to speak. Maybe he's indicative of MAGA abandoning ship.
Oh, boy. Oh, all right. Oh, by the way, speaking of superheroes like Jack Reacher, thank you for saying that I have was it superhero sinew strength when I pulled your yam sack out of the brambles on the bike path?
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
I was I am not a wrestling guy, but I suddenly in the middle of my show quoted Gorilla Monsoon from the 1980s. Who used to compliment, less muscular wrestlers as saying, oh, that wrestler has sinew strength. And I was like, well, Stephanie has sinew strength because she yanked my gigantic body out of the gully, out of the brambles.
Tell me your stats again, because it always makes me hot. You are how tall now?
I am 6'4", 220.
That's what I said yesterday, just like Donald Trump.
Right, exactly like Donald Trump, yes.
And I'm 5'7", I'm 5'7", $110, and I just grab that yam sack.
we have to wear different clothing. We have to wear different clothing just so people can tell us apart. That's how.
Yes.
Got to make sure we do that.
So you reposted, Brian Kilmeade said, are you worried the tariffs put forward over the last couple of days will hurt the economy? Trump, no, because it's bringing in hundreds of billions of dollars. And so you said, to be clear, he's talking about tax revenue seldom framed this way in cable news, but he's talking about higher taxes on American businesses and consumers generating obvious revenue from the federal government. Every tariff is a tax hike on Americans. Donald is a tax and spend fascist. That's a great way to put it.
Stephanie Miller.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect when you just a little bit.
What? Hey! Yeah, it is the Stephanie Miller Show Mondays with Frangela. Have we lost our minds? What is happening?
Well, we don't get them on Friday. So.
I know. So everybody's just don't pre-panic.
Right.
All right. We front-loaded Frangela
Yeah,
for you.
we're banking up Frangela.
All right. So, Franz, I'm sure you know Nicole Sullivan of Mad TV and other. She's did my pilot at Oxygen. She's a good friend of my nephew's. But oh my God, I had seen this all over social media. I don't know if you remember her Darlene McBride country singer character, but this was 30 years ago. Her take, that basically predicted MAGA. Her Take Back America tour. I just got to play a little for you.
Hi, I'm Darlene McBride. I love this country the way it used to be. Simple-minded with simple values for simple people. But then the big government, the Supreme Court, and those bleeding heart liberals just couldn't leave well enough alone. And now look at it. A big, ugly melting pot just boiling over on what used to be a nice, white stove. That's why I decided to launch my Take Back America tour across this great country. I'll be coming to a city near you, singing inspirational songs filled with traditional values. The Lord loves the NRA, he told me so the other day. He spelled it out in bullets in the sky. He's sitting up in heaven with his AK-47. He's a rough and ready, macho kind of guy. Yeehaw! Excuse me, Mr. Negro, but I'd like to ask you a question. What's so bad about the back of the bus? You still got a seat like the rest of us. I don't understand all the fuss about you sitting in the back of the bus.
Okay.
That is so awesome. Did you know that Francis thought the song Magic Bus that they were saying back of the bus? So I one day she was back of the bus. And I was like, Francis, do you think it's why would they do a song that's pro-segregation? Like there's a happy segregate they
were singing about it. I forget. It was this. I didn't know.
Yes.
I didn't know.
But Angela, to your point about how many Trump just revealed what was already here, obviously, when you say how many terrible people are in the country, how many terrible racist people are, unfortunately.
Trump made it okay to be terrible in the open.
Yeah, there was a point. You see that she was doing satire. What they have done they have taken what we used to satirize and made it reality.
That is why you can't satirize it.
May I recommend a good ear cleaning? Because also the person you thought said porch monkey said Chipotle, and there's a lot of stories, and you just need to maybe a little flushy.
Yes.
We love you, Frangela.
Subscribe to their YouTube
channel.
Thank you.